Welcome to the new RiverCityGamers Podcast, hosted by SCXCR and Well Unreal 007, as well as many other members from the RiverCityGamers website. Stay tuned for all the gaming news, new pickups, and everything else we feel like talking about on the RiverCityGamers Podcast.
Hey, welcome to the RiverCityGamers Podcast. I'm SCXCR.
Hello, I am Unreal.
I'm Blondeguygamer.
I'm Zeromaster.
And I'm CanadianJutsu.
No, it's supposed to be, I'm Zeromaster. I'm just gonna sit right here.
No, well, if you guys were doing the Canadian accents, we're gonna do the fucking Texan
Hey,
accents.
there.
Canadian accents, I don't know what you're talking about, eh?
Yeah.
Don't
Just
be
gonna
my
take that one
customers.
out there for a rip, eh? That's what you're gonna do.
Don't be my fucking customer, Scott.
My board computer, you know, I gave it a kick, a real good one. It just doesn't
day.
seem to
Are you
work there.
Canadian? I'm like, yes.
So, we're in an unusual situation this podcast. We have 5 people here today.
That's way too many.
We're over the limit. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'm
Because
gonna
like
put all those fucking names on
Emergency.
this. Don't you start.
because this is the special Anime North post whatever podcast.
Oh boy. Tell us more about that, SCXCR.
Why don't you tell us more about that? Because we were only in contact with you like twice the entire weekend.
I think I ran into you guys a little bit more than that.
Well, you ran into me, but I was in full RoboCop mode the following day, so...
Yeah, you were Unreal 007, like super
No, I was just
Robo Man. I was like,
where
wow.
the video games at? Where the
yeah.
video
The determination on your face, dude, was
shit prices, I'm leaving. Oh, yeah, I can't believe I missed you. Holy
Can you believe that, CJ? It was almost
unreal.
Okay, I'm going to bed. I'm like tired.
good night.
Alright, bye.
Let's just start with getting to Anime North because I had a hell of a time actually getting there. So
Did
I
it
drove
include
up
2
with,
hours of You're a Kid, You're a Squid?
No. I drove up with Samurai KH2. For those of you who don't know, he's an abridger. And we got to the border between Detroit and Canada, and we answered the questions like, when was the last time you were here? Why are you here? Are you bringing any fruit? And both of us have been into Canada several times, and for some reason they decided to search our vehicle. Okay. They search our vehicle, and then they have us go in to get background checks. And that contributed to my being much later to the hotel than I was initially planning.
We still weren't that much later, though.
Yeah, you guys were only like an hour or so behind me.
Yeah, it's not. You guys weren't as late as I were when I took the train before, so at least it wasn't like that.
And CJ, you got in on Friday.
Yeah, I got in on Friday. Like, yeah, this is the first time that I've like come in on the day of the convention. That was kind of like discombobulating a little bit because I'm so used to like we have the hotel beforehand. I wasn't staying with these guys. I was staying with my other group of friends. And yeah, no, like coming in on the Friday and then getting stuck in the traffic was ridiculous. Like, I don't know. Like I got lucky and I got to stay on the International Plaza or the Doubletree because that's what everybody still calls it. Which was great once you're there, but holy shit, yeah, it was, yeah, it just, it felt like it wasn't there as long as normal, even though, like, I usually stay until Monday and do all the things and stuff.
What are the rooms like in the International?
It's not bad. The only problem is, like, I mean, you wouldn't be able to have multiple people in the room, more than 4, just because late at night, they check who has a key to get into into the room. So you have to have the scan key to actually get in, or get into the elevator anyway.
Wow, they're cracking down super hard.
Yeah, well, they have to. Like, I mean,
Yeah, because it's like right there.
and like at first I thought, like, when I was there last year as well, but I thought that like sound was gonna be like a problem. Like, we were going to bed on the Friday and they had the rave like right across the way, and that sucked because like for the last like 3 hours like into the night we really couldn't sleep because there was And it wasn't even like a good rhythmic beat because there was some wop wops in there too. So, yeah.
Oh
you're just
god,
like-
you're fucking.
My fucking alarm
They
clock in a
They
nutshell.
usually have that outside, and you would think that, well, because like it's the International Plaza Hotel, and there's a lot of planes that go overhead like all the time, that they'd have proper like soundproofing, but apparently not.
We put all the soundproofing on the roof of the hotel.
But it is kind of funny to like open up the drapes in the morning and look out, and there's a bunch of people like dressed in as anime characters. Like,
Just close it and go, what's going on?
Yeah.
What year is this?
You could be the
They've
paper guy.
they've taken over. Like, I mean, me and my friend Anthony, we stood up there, and for like the first hour while two of my friends were putting their costumes on, we were just staring out, going like, "Oh, that guy's from that. Oh, that guy's from that." We didn't even like have to go down for like the first like 3 hours of the convention because you just like you get to see all the costumes like right out there.
Was there anything that you saw that surprised you at all?
There was there was that huge, I think it was the Magic the Gathering dragon on Saturday. That thing was ridiculous. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Was it the blue thing?
Yeah, it was the big blue dragon. I
yeah,
barely
Yeah,
I saw that.
Was it? It wasn't Mana 5D's doing her blue eyes, was it?
No, this was like an actual, I'm fairly sure it was the Magic the Gathering dragon character. I saw it on Facebook, like someone had posted it, because I cosplay this year and I was in a bunch of photos. So, like, you start like looking around to see what things are from. I don't remember the name of the dragon. I'm sure you could find the card really easily.
Blue eyes, white dragon.
But
Wait.
for Magic the Gathering.
Blue dragon.
Zeromaster, that's what it is.
I wish.
There was actually some really good Monster Hunter armor this year. I was kind
We
of
saw
a few Monster Hunter things.
a working Switch axe. That was insane.
I'm sad I missed that.
Oh,
Actually,
I got it on VHS.
Seems like commando gear was like the theme this year at Anime North. I don't know. I came across a bunch of people like either in like they've like decked out Princess Peach, or they've decked out like an Umbreon was in like full pad armor. It was like a Power Ranger Umbreon. It was ridiculous.
Smash Rider.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. I think it'd be. Yeah, I think you're right. It'd be more like Common Rider because they have much bulkier suits.
I will say one thing that kind of surprised me, and Unreal, I think you know exactly what I'm going for with this. Friday, I should preface this a little. I was planning to dress up as Kung Fury on Saturday. Friday, we randomly spot a guy dressed as Kung Fury crossing the street from the International.
And we're like, oh shit! That's our one! That's our one!
And it turned out to be 3 because on Sunday there was him and 2 other people also dressed as Kung Fury.
I actually just watched that this afternoon.
I
We
still
watched
need to
that like
watch
last
that.
night.
Yeah, it just came out like last night or yesterday.
I'm
Yeah,
watching
the
that
20.
tonight. I'm watching that
Also,
shit
I have that David Hasselhoff song on repeat right now. It's really, really good.
Yeah, that was pretty much the
Survivor.
whole weekend for us.
True
No,
Survivor, like David Hasselhoff.
I thought the whole weekend for us was you're a kid, you're a squid, you're a kid.
Well,
you're
that
a
got
it was.
That was the alarm clock.
the fucking alarm clock.
I'm gonna do that again.
Yeah, Unreal, for those who don't know, what was your alarm clock?
Okay, so there's some dumb shit on YouTube, this Mexican hat dance dubstep mix, and it is so bad that I just had to get like certain parts on my phone just for the alarm. Look up Mexican hat dance dubstep.
It's
I'm
funny
not
because the
kidding.
funny part we originally had, it gets even better.
Well, worse.
Worse. I'm gonna get worse.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna try and imitate how it goes. Here's what it originally was, like the part I showed and we lost our shit out. Like stuff like that. But
Well,
then
it gets you up, right?
Later on, when and this even surprised me. What happened was it goes. Like what the fuck is this? Like,
Whatever gets you up in the morning. I mean,
well, I
That's
just
what he said, I guess.
That might
Right.
have to be the outro song of this podcast. The fucking Mexican.
well,
I-
I'm just gonna have it playing in the
I'm not-
background through this
you're gonna have to
entire
look after this.
podcast.
oh gosh. I mean, I've been listening to really, really crappy Foghorn remixes of battle themes from Final Fantasy recently. So I guess I can't talk about obnoxiously random noises.
Okay, shitty dubstep remixes aside, was there any other cosplays at Anime North that caught our attention?
Well, aside from Kung Fury showing up.
I would say one, but Xenoblade spoilers.
Yeah, that was a really
Well, there was
good
also
one.
a couple Shulks too that we saw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
clothed
one
and naked.
Shulk and one regular Shulk. And by naked, I mean swimsuit.
Yeah. Actually, from my hotel room, I could see the Smash shoot, which I think was on like Saturday morning, and there was some really good. There's a really good King DDD down there. I wish I had seen him like up close, but he had like he was sort of made like that Ravio cosplay, like where he had like a helmet that he would like actually put on. If people were into Five Nights at Freddy's, there was a lot of that this year, and a lot of crappy ones and good ones at the same time.
Well, that's sort of a given with any convention nowadays.
A lot of crappy ones.
Well,
I
it's
see a single cardboard box Gundam though.
oh, but those are cool. Like that Transformer cardboard box thing was really funny. Like I think that was like 2-3 years ago, but I still thought that was one of the coolest like built cosplays, where you just kneel down and then you're in the box.
Unreal, we have to mention the Jet Set Radio group.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely.
oh my God!
There was a
Fucking-
massive group of, I think it was actually Jet Set Radio future people. Although there was a
yeah.
Professor K there from Jet
Yeah,
Set Radio,
Wooly
and
from Two
who
Best
was
Friends,
that?
Wooly from Two Best Friends with Professor K, and he had
Yep.
this huge ass group of Jet Set Radio.
They went
people.
by during the Toku photo shoot.
Yeah, and then we fucking left the Toku shoot just to go after him.
Actually, speaking of that, I'm just gonna say real quick, the costumes this year for the Toku shoot were really well done. There was a girl who cosplayed Tsukasa from the first Superhero Tyson movie, and she did a really good job. Like she had the leather jacket and the leather pants, and even on the leg of the leather pants, it showed the Decade logo, and I'm like, oh crap, that's like super like accurate. And then of course there was the same guy who always does the most recent rider every year. He did Drive this year, which I was expecting, and there was another guy who did Blade this year, which I was not expecting. And I was pretty neat with that. And I got to talk to the guy. He's like, yeah, this is the first time I've done a full Kamen Rider costume, and I've wanted to do one. So he's just like, well, Blade seemed the easiest, so. Which I can't fault him for. Blade's pretty easy to pull off, but it looked really good nonetheless. And then, Matt, the guy who usually cosplays Wes from Time Force, actually had a Time Force outfit this year.
You know who I didn't see this year? I didn't see that guy that always cosplays as Cloud Strafe on the little tiny Fenrir this year.
Oh my god!
Yeah, like he's there like almost every year that I've gone, and this is the first time I didn't see him. Maybe he was told that he can't ride it around anymore because there's so many people. But still, like I missed him. He's really cool.
I put it in my promo video. I love that stuff.
Well, to make up for that, we had Red Ranger on a motorcycle.
Oh yeah, right. That was really cool. And then the guy, he's actually like a YouTube Red Ranger cosplayer, so he's handing it his business cards or whatever. Oh yeah, I ran out of business cards.
Yeah,
but
I ran out of the
I only took a chunk,
Gamers
though.
cards I brought.
I forgot to bring any, so
Oopsie.
I wasn't really expecting to, but hey, I guess if you want to, that's cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I guess we should explain how we ran out of business cards.
Which I guess it's still part of the segment, eh? Yes.
Well, there's one way. We gave some out to some developers at this year, and apparently they were interested, and we're gonna get some review copies of a couple of games.
Was this the
that's
developer from the dealer's room?
The guy from the dealer's room, and then the guy from the Sheridan. They're both. The guy from the dealer's room was like, "I'll send you guys keys."
Robo's World, I believe that was.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
He had a hands-on demo, and I liked it.
We also got rid of cards another way. That was at the panels.
Actually,
Yeah,
I
that
should
was
mention first.
wasn't there two panels? Like you guys had a creepypasta panel, or Scott. Yeah.
Before that, I'm going to mention at that developers table in the dealer's hall, there was a lady there dressed up as one of the guild marms in Monster Hunter, and
Oh,
I was
really?
dressed as Kung Fury at the time. So there's a picture now on Facebook of Kung Fury accepting a high rank quest. It's Yumaya cosplay, I believe.
Yeah.
Anyway, please continue.
But yeah, the panels. So Scott had his panels on Friday, and what panels were those again?
I had Gladiator! A crash course in Japanese pro wrestling, and then immediately after that, way down the hall, up a flight of stairs and down another hall, I did Crappy Pasta Spooky, eh? And I am always amazed at how many people show up for that panel.
People like crappy pasta?
It was a full room.
What time at night was that?
That was at midnight.
Oh yeah, no, actually, that's good for that type of stuff.
Here's what I don't understand. Why don't people just make better pasta?
Because
That's like
it's time
that'd be
and
like
effort.
asking why don't people make better fan fiction? You know?
It's weird because I say pasta when I'm talking about creepy pasta. I say creepy pasta. I don't.
The thing is about creepypasta, like, I mean, people emphasize a lot on the bad now, so people write them bad. And there's so many people that write them too, right? So you're gonna find stinkers more than you're gonna find the good ones. It's not like people aren't writing good ones.
The problem is though, when I do these, I do like a pretty extensive search for the bad ones. But the thing is, 90% of them are the kind of bad that's just kind of boring. So you really have to dig for the ones that will get a laugh out of people.
Like the one that was out there racist.
Oh yeah, the dairy thief. Which had racism and Disney and...
I like the NHL one.
Oh yeah, because it was Canada, I read a creepypasta about NHL 12.
The fact that one of those existed made me laugh.
Well, regardless of that, the next panel that we all donated tons and tons of cards out to was the Let's Play panel that we had on Sunday.
Oh, even before that.
Oh yeah, I guess there was two.
Abridged panel on Saturday. I gave it a bunch on Saturday. Yeah, we did the abridged panel. Unfortunately, like, I was a little unsure of what to show because I didn't discuss with you what was being shown other than the lost episode of Mega Man Abridged. So this point I was like, oh shit, there's one video we're showing at the thing. I better find something. So then, but you were like, no, I'm going to show, you showed your episode 14 promo, and you also showed the Getting Old skit, which I was happy you did. It's too bad we couldn't show Anime fucking Orlando.
That's, I would have shown that, but I mean, it was for a different convention.
Yeah.
Like, that seems kind of odd. So that's why I didn't choose it.
How many
The F
chicks have you
stands for
banged?
Festival Sensei.
But then, and we also had enough time, so I showed Outlaw Star Abridged, which isn't actually Outlaw Star.
Yeah, it was Cowboy Bebop.
Which is on this channel.
RiverCityGamers channel, so go look it up.
Assuming it's
You wanna
not blocked
see-
in
you
your
wanna see-
country, look it up.
Yeah, if you want to see a 4-year-old like video we did.
with drastically different mic quality.
Well, with people like me, yeah, and jokes that don't really make sense if you don't know
Yeah,
them.
that was the biggest thing for me. Like, I was like, I think this is like certain things were supposed to be funny, but I didn't kind of get some of the in jokes, so it's just like,
Yeah, I forgot about that. Probably
Yeah.
should have thought about that before we did it, but fuck it.
I just
the
recommended it
base
as
pedal.
something to show if you didn't have anything else. And you didn't have anything else.
Well, I did, but I was like grasping for straws, so.
I gotta say right now about the Abridged panel, I don't remember any of those Mega Man Abridged lines I recorded.
Did you recorded them like 5 years ago?
Even then, like, were my lines really just fucking irate gamer parodies the whole time? I was just sitting there going, this is so bad, and I think
Yes,
everyone else thought
it
that
was
too.
the Meg robots.
It was so fucking bad. Well, oh, jeez.
It's okay, your voice acting was better when you volunteered for the Krabby Pasta panel.
Bullshit. Yeah, because I did like 3 voices. That was
You're
fun.
suspended, repended, suspended.
What was the name of that Krabby Pasta?
That was Eric Gets Grounded for Infinity Years.
Oh my god.
I can show you the video of that.
There's a video?
There's a video.
Oh, someone actually recorded it? I think I know
What
who
we
it
read was a transcript of the video. It was put together in Go Animate, which is like this crappy little animation suite used for like presentations and short
Yo,
skits.
send me a link to that eventually, because like
I'll show you after the
there's at least
podcast.
someone in the panel with a phone, I think, recording when all of us went up. I noticed. I even looked directly at it and went.
I just found it.
I like trolling fucking like videos. I'm like, oh, I see someone recording. I just stare right at it and just make a face or just tilt my head and just like. Oh Jesus.
Apparently there were people drawing shit from the stories somewhere in the room, because I got a photo on my phone of this weird art that people drew.
Yeah.
Oh, that really sucks, because I wish I had known about your panel, because I probably would have gone, and I can't even watch it on YouTube because apparently we can't record the panels anymore.
Yeah, I've already sent Anime North something about that.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to talk about is when we went to Sushi this year, they couldn't get us a bunch tables side by side, so we were like in 2-person booths.
Which was okay,
fine, though.
Except what?
What were we doing when that happened?
Oh, I got a.
So
I
we
got a
were playing
Rathalos
Monster
Ruby,
Hunter 4 and we still lost connection.
and I got a Rathalos Ruby.
So did I.
Yeah, all of them ended via subquest as soon as everybody else disconnected.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But I mean, that was pretty
Our
lucky.
whole Monster Hunter experience during the whole con was, all right, let's play. Wow, this frame rate is really fucking
Oh
bad.
god, when we played in the
And
line, I
blocked.
disconnected like every time.
I think the problem was that there was so much interference with like everyone's devices, like not just 3DSs, but like phones and like millions of other people.
And we
around
were
us.
constantly moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like, there was a chance at Sushi, then we had to move to the tables, and then that pretty much was the killing blow.
Yeah, it was doing okay before that.
But yeah, so we didn't get much monster mix in, but we did. We got something out of it. We got Rathalos Rubies.
Well, it's not like we can just play.
So
online
much for that Monster Hunter sign.
It's
Oh.
not like we can just play together online anyway.
I'm holding on to that sign for Con Bravo.
Yeah, keep that sign forever.
If we get, did we get a Monster Hunter panel? Did we?
They
No.
haven't approved the panels yet.
Oh,
it's
okay,
for
right.
Bravo. I hope
That
gets-
happens May 31st, I believe.
Yeah. like,
May
like
30th.
June.
Yeah, so we got a couple
June is-
days.
Yeah, June is when they. But anyway, we're talking about different cons now.
Yeah, but yeah, so there's that, and then there was on Saturday night we played a couple games. We played Smash, and Friday we did Mario Party, both Mario Party, a board on Mario Party 3 and one in Bowser Party on Mario Party 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's I'm like, wow, I'm like, Bowser Party sounds like a cool idea. This might be something new, and I'm like, you're making the Mario Party 9 mode look good, is all I thought when we were playing it. It's,
Mario Party 9 mode is pretty much the regular mode in 10 as well.
yeah, and you know what? I've come to like it a little more, but I mean, even still, like, I still prefer the old school one where everybody's kind of on their own, and
Well, that's why Amiibo Party was so much fun.
Amiibo Party we
Yeah.
didn't play because we didn't bring any Amiibos because it was just going to be a hassle. But yeah, like, and it's funny because on Saturday or Sunday, one of the sellers was selling Mario Party 9, and I laughed out loud, being like, "Oh, you're going to sell it for that price?"
Yeah, there were a few dealers that were. Well, I mean,
He had like
it's a-
three.
it's a-
This one guy had like 3 or 4 copies of it, selling it for $90, and I just laughed out loud. Acting like
Whoa.
he thought he was.
Wait,
He
what?
thought he
game
would
was-
sell it for that
Mario Party
price. I'm
9.
like,
Oh wow!
I-
Yeah.
if I wanted to be a super douche, I could have been like, "Tell you what, I'll give you 20 for it." That's
Okay,
even
Jay.
too much for
I
it.
will-
Shady
No.
Zero now.
If you
I
wanted
will,
to be,
I will say that at my game store, we sell it for like 70 to $80. Like, it's because it's out of print. And for some strange reason, these Wii games are going up in price for some strange fucking reason. Like, to buy them for our store, it was they're ridiculously overpriced. I don't know
Yeah.
what Nintendo is selling. Like, remember, those people aren't just like, if it's an open copy, then they shouldn't be. But if they're selling brand new copies, I can understand why it's that expensive.
Yeah, the dealer, that same dealer, was also had a copy of Skyward Sword, and I just said no because they wanted 80 for it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I am
Xenoblade
willing
was
to
like
pay.
120.
I'm willing to pay 67. Like, I'm willing to pay full price for it, as if it was like launch day. But
Or if
I'm
it
not
even
spending
with the
80 on it.
controller.
If it came with a controller, oh yeah, I would spend 100.
Yeah.
If it came with the controller, but no, just the game, no, it's not worth 80, in my opinion. But
They had Xenoblade Chronicles for like one.
You can get it on Amazon.
Find it way cheaper down here.
I'll just say,
Yeah.
Zero, if you really wanted to be a douche, you could go up and say, hey, there's a typo, there shouldn't be a 0 at the end of this.
or my favorite thing with One Up Games where they didn't. I don't think they price listed Chrono Trigger. I'm like, so you'll pay 20. Like no, like oh
yeah, like just because I was looking some of this stuff up on Amazon right now, Skyward Sword's going for $69.43. Like it's still quite expensive.
But it's more manageable than what was offered.
Even so, that's not 80.
Yeah, and the one with the Wiimote and everything is going for 104.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think that goes into Zero's price range. I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I would have bought Skyward Sword new if I had the funds to do so when it came out.
Like, I mean, like, if I see one coming to the store, Zero, I'll put it aside for you. It's like $30 on resale, usually.
Oh, well, yeah, I can do that, no problem. But anyways, we're getting into things that we really don't need to be.
But see, I mean, this goes back to the idea of what we were doing in Anime North, because, like, this is the first year in a long time that I personally only went into the dealer's room on Sunday. Like I actually did not go inside anywhere until Sunday. Just because.
I actually only went in the dealer's room twice. Once on Friday because I waited in the big ass line they had.
Oh my god!
And I said I was gonna wait because I knew if I didn't go in today, I wasn't going to get the Toku stuff I wanted if I didn't go in today. So you guys left and I stayed there. I said, okay, if it's going to be an hour, I'll leave because I'm not going to wait in this line for super long. I was only there for a half an hour tops and I got in.
Yeah, I mean, the line was huge, but at least it moved.
The line was ginormous, and it's funny because afterwards I talked to Samurai and he was ahead of me in the line, like way ahead of me. He's like, "You son of a bitch! I waited for an hour." I'm like, "Oh, I got it in a half an hour." So,
was he there before it opened up?
He may have been, yeah. But yeah, like it moved fairly fast. It's ridiculous, and that's one thing I'll say about Anime North. Like, it's getting way too big. Like, finding parking on Sunday was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Sunday.
We had to forego the main parking lot and the secondary parking lot and end up parking. It wasn't even really a lot. It was just space where people were putting their cars.
It was like around the corner from like.
We were taking up the other building's parking lot too. Like that's how many cars were there.
And I think the size of the convention is starting to wear down on the staff as well.
Yeah, because I did see a couple complaints come up on Facebook about staff like.
Well, apparently, this year, for some strange reason, like the Facebook page was littered with people complaining and saying that it wasn't as good as previous years. I mean, I personally had a good time. Like, I mean, apart from a little bit of the panel stuff, like where we were just sort of like, what the fuck's going on? But other than that, like, I still had a really good time. I'm like, it's just getting bigger. Like, it may need to find a different place soon because it's filling up. Like, it's so big now. Like, they had to rent that like northern building, which is because there's like the TCC and then there's a building behind it, and they had to like rent out that building to put things like Anime Hell and all that like back there because they just needed it.
Technically it's 4 buildings now,
and even with things like an attendance cap that they usually have for like the full weekend passes and the Saturday, those are sold out before you could even before it was open.
And people can still wander around outside. Like it's not like they check your badges as you're walking around in the parking lot. Like, so there's way more people than the 35K. You know?
It makes me think of the first few years we went, where it wasn't even close to 10K. And it was so easy to get around and stuff. Now it's just because there's so many people, and then you've got people doing complex cosplays, and stuff too, where there's just not enough room for things. And I think eventually it will have to change venues, but I don't know. I wouldn't say I had a terrible year. I had a way better year than last year, but that was for personal thing, not the convention.
Last year, like, I should bring it up. Even though we're already done talking about hotels, the hotel we stayed at was really good, actually.
Yeah, this year it was
enjoyed
good.
my stay there. It didn't have a power outage like last year.
The AC actually worked.
Yeah, the AC worked. It didn't flood Shadow Snake's fucking bed sheets.
Yeah,
that was so.
But just getting back, actually, since we're at hotels, each day we played some games. I can't remember if it was Friday night or Saturday night, but we did Smash, and then we got the fucking screenshots. I'm just gonna give those to Scott, and he can put
Saturday, I think, was Smash.
He can put the screenshots we got on the screen from Smash from Snoop Dogg.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
High as a
Insert
kite.
that here.
And fucking, what is it? Nigel Thornberry creeping on Professor Oak. And Shulk getting kicked in the dick by Dolan.
Yeah, unfortunately, that we didn't really record that other than like screenshots.
Yeah.
But there were some games that we did record, and we'll be up on.
Yeah, we'll
Zero's Let's
get
Play
to
channel.
that when those come up. I think what's going to happen is, I think there's going to be another week of X6, and then next week will be the week after that will be probably the Mario Parties, getting that out of the way. And
Yeah.
so
I
so
guess we'll
forth.
save that for
Oh,
video
boy.
updates.
Oh boy!
Do we want to say
I
what?
get to watch that Mario Party stuff before next year.
Do we want to say what happened?
I
during
have
that,
it out
or
by
leave it
the-
a surprise.
What?
Sorry, what?
Do we want to say what happened during that one particular Mario Party, or leave it a surprise?
Oh, we want to leave that a fucking surprise.
Oh wait,
including
for Mario Party?
including we also want to leave the mystery fighting game and secret beta game.
Well, beta kind of narrows it down.
Unreleased
there's
game.
there's like a couple of games that we're not going to reveal in the podcast, and they'll probably be on Power Plays in about 2 years due to the Zero schedule.
No, if
whatever.
he makes me edit it, it'll actually be out sooner.
Can we release it now? Because I'm
Well,
legit excited
right
about
now.
that game.
Well, X6 is this week, and then next week we're gonna alternate because they still have stuff with CJ I gotta put up.
Yeah.
CJ, I'll just
So-
say right now, you're not ready for the one game. It's not the mystery fighting game, but the other game.
I'm already not ready for our X6 playthrough. Like, I don't know. Like, as I've been watching some of that stuff, I'm just like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck were we talking about? Like,
Yeah, looking at pictures on your iPad. And
and
anyway,
despite
if-
his search history was awesome. But
Anyway, going back to the actual, convention that we went to, we were talking about like the whole attendance thing and how it's much more bigger. Well, they're at least doing things where they switched it up. Like I believe they switched the dealer's room around to where it's a bit more open and it was easier to get around to it through at least.
I'll say some of us were concerned, especially Unreal, because he's had bad experiences with other cons that switch things up, and no.
Yeah, right. Because
Yeah, like as soon as we got our badges, you were like, "Oh no, don't let this be Kineticon."
I was like a little
wait,
discombobulated.
like, why did I say that
it
again?
took like 5 minutes to like readjust and being like, oh, okay, this is how they have it now.
Well, the only thing they really changed around was like where the dealer's room was, really.
Yeah. Well, they moved Artist Alley, and Artist Alley was like more on the forefront, which actually I think is good for the art, like the Artist Alley,
Yeah.
because like the people go in, they walk into the Artist Alley first. It's not just dealer room, and then people just not go to the artist room.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like it's better for the people that have things. Like I have a couple of friends that were selling stuff this time around in that, and they did really, really well because of the changes they made.
One thing I will say that was really good of them to do too is that they got extra ATMs and had them outside. So usually the ATMs are a mess in Anime North. Like there's always a huge lineup for them. They always apparently have plenty of cash, but there's always a huge lineup for them. But having 2 extra ones outside kind of helped because it made less clutter in there. Because anytime you see an ATM in the corner, it just adds clutter. So that was good. Getting around the dealer's room was, I have to agree, was actually really easy. Of the 2 times I went in there, it was fucking nuts on Friday, and thank God there was more room because, like,
Yeah, it
you
seemed
could
like
barely
there was more
move in there.
space.
like, it's thank God I got in there and got what I needed. There was a couple times I'm like, oh shit, am I going to be able to get in where I need to get to? But I did, and the Sheridan wasn't as busy as I thought it would be, which was nice.
Yeah.
Well, the Sheridan
had
is
some good stuff that surprised me.
Yeah, it's usually always aimed for all like the video game stuff and all that. Like that's pretty much what it's delegated to.
Yeah, and Unreal and I finally got to play. Is it the full roster season 2 of KI? That's it?
It was just missing one character, which
Yeah,
is out now.
Arya. Yeah, Arya just
was
came
not
out.
playable during Anime North, but Arya is out now.
Yeah.
We got like KI, and
But
that
Cinder
went-
was there, and Riptor, and all them, and Oh,
And that went.
Didn't you play them while you were over at my place?
Cinder wasn't unlocked when
Oh right, he wasn't out yet.
he wasn't
Right.
out when I came over to your place. So
Right.
I got a chance to play Cinder,
So
and
all we did was button mash, and I think we had 3-3 in terms of.
Well, that's usually how some people play.
it's funny
fighting
because the
games.
first few matches you were dominating me, and you were like,
by
"I don't like
pressing
fighting
buttons and
games."
triggers and somehow getting combo breakers.
That's how I
And
play
then,
fighting
and then
games.
all the what are the counter breakers I was getting on you.
Yeah, you were the only one that got counter breakers, but I got the combo breakers.
Yeah. Also, for you Cinder lover there, Zero, they just released the classic skin for him, so he's in like original OG.
But it's not
So
the
now
same. I
he's
can't
broken, just
I
like
can't
he
flip
was.
people off the wall.
There's no flipping off people off the wall in the original
In,
one.
in
So he's
the,
not-
in the original unpatched version of the arcade edition, you can flip people off the wall and get infinite combos.
Oh yeah, sorry he's not broken.
Yeah.
So-
Oh boy, yeah.
Oh man, but he can't
Balancing
turn
a
into a little
fighting
tiny
game?
flame and
Gosh.
make like an ultra combo in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I miss Cinder.
Oh, he's back. So
Speaking of video games, I was actually really happy with Palladium this year. They added some new games, and I feel bad kind of talking about this because you missed on a couple great games, CJ.
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. I'd like to hear about it.
Because of a panel mix-up, we couldn't go Saturday for 4 hours like we normally do, so we went Sunday after the con for a couple hours, which was enough. Because I think 2 hours is enough for us now.
Yeah, we were gonna go on the Saturday, but panel schedule.
Yeah, there was a panel schedule mix-up, and
So we just adjusted it and said
Mhm.
fuck it, and
yeah.
I was
th-
happy with it too. I mean,
Yeah,
it was
they had
shorter,
a-
but I liked
but-
the new stuff they added.
Unreal, why don't you talk about the new games? Because you played a little more of the new stuff than I did.
Okay, so Time Crisis 5 is an unfinished arcade game. I'm not joking. There's no ending. They actually say shit's coming later. The end. I wish I was making this up.
yeah, and the 2-player wasn't connected. I don't
And
think,
2-player would not connect. But
Huh.
if I wanted to go off playability, in terms of playability, I definitely like Time Crisis 5 more than 4. Granted, the fucking plot line is even dumber than ever. Now
But
you got
that's Time
flash
Crisis.
stepping superheroes with our fucking handguns.
That's Time Crisis. We like the stupid plots.
Yeah, Wild Dog is still a thing. somehow.
Oh my god. One thing I will have to talk about though that was really, really fun was fucking Star Wars Pod. Like,
Star Wars Battle
Yeah.
Pod was hype as shit.
like
Oh,
it's,
they
it's
actually had the pod
Yeah.
race.
Yes.
Wow.
No, not pod racing. It's this new thing where you go inside this tiny booth and it's this huge like projection thing, and it's like you're flying a ship.
Yeah,
Thanks
it's a,
Soldier Boy when he played the Gundam game.
well,
in
it's
Japan.
a dome projector that you're sitting in like a cockpit, and you're basically just play out different scenarios from the original Star Wars trilogy.
yeah.
Like the first mission's like you're flying around shooting TIE fighters on the Death Star, and then another's
You
like
got
the
Hoth,
Battle
you got-
Hoth.
So-
that was playing that. I actually felt like I was in Star Wars when I was playing it.
Dude,
Like-
it was amazing.
I don't know if you guys heard, but like this might sound kind of like make me sound like a nerd, but I like when characters would talk to me and shit, I would talk back because I was that immersed in it.
Wow.
Like I sucked balls at the game. I didn't pass a single mission, but it was really good. And if I tell Roger about it, I hope to God he buys that arcade machine so I can play it all day, every day. Because he already has Star Wars Trilogy Arcade in his house. So, there's that, and there was another arcade game I didn't get to play, but I can't remember who played it. Who got to play the new Jurassic Park game?
And it wasn't that old one that I played like 2-3 years ago.
No,
It
they
wasn't. It
replaced
wasn't
it
the
with
old
new-
one that barely worked.
Oh, the
this
barely
was
worked.
actually a
Oh.
newer one.
Oh, it was awesome.
Unreal, didn't you and I play that like near the end?
Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the last one I played. I tried recording, like I recorded when Wiz and Blondie's brother played a bit, and then I went in with Scott and played one-handed with the camera and shot, and I still had better score than Scott. And I'm like, I'm handicapping myself. How am I doing?
It's
over
because
the
you're good at
guy.
video games.
The shooter guy, right? Am I gonna have to close my eyes and get perfect? No.
360 no scope.
Yeah, if only. But yeah, it was just another one of those like turret rail thingies, you know.
Yeah,
But
co-op
it was
thing.
still fine. But it was, I hate to say it was pretty fucking generic, but it was still pretty cool.
It looked
Did we talk about Mayrocrat?
No.
Let's
we
talk
have to
about Mayrocrat. Mario Kart was the reason we went. And
Yeah,
then,
they
like,
had-
the day before we went to Anime North, we found out there were more games like Battle Pod and shit, and that even made it better. But Mario Kart, this is like Mario Kart DX. I think it's the second iteration of this
It's
arcade
the second
thing.
arcade game, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just say right now, if you thought luck-based wins in Mario Kart was a thing, this is like quadruple the amount. It's
Yeah.
so luck-based, it's not even funny. All you do is choose your character, and it randomizes the carts and items you get.
Yeah, you get a set. You get the set items you're going to pick up at the start, but like you still have to pick up the item things to get the items. So
Yeah,
it just does like a roulette, and you get a card. I loved it when I can't remember.
the
who-
announcer's
no.
so
I was
fucking
gonna
bad
say I
to
can't
me.
remember when the roulette happened, and I think it was I can't remember. It was Blondie or somebody. They were playing as Wario when they got the cake car.
Yeah, that was me.
That was the best.
Oh, you want to talk about the announcer? Let's actually redo the top of the podcast as the announcer from that Mario Kart arcade game.
You
Okay.
want me to do it?
Yes, you do it.
Cart number 1, SCR, and cart number 2, Unreal, and cart number 3, Blondie, and cart number 4, Zero, and cart number 5, CJ. Pretty much like that.
I love the awkward transition from the announcer.
And Mario, and cart number 2, Luigi, and cart number 3, Wario, and cart number 4, Waluigi.
Was this like an actual translated machine, or was it just
Yes.
sort of?
That's exactly how it sounded.
Wow. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
and-
not like it was supposed to be. It was just a Japanese machine that they just
Cart number
hooked up.
1, Pac-Man.
Yeah, 'cause
Oh, yeah.
that happens a lot.
Oh yeah, and because it was like those arcade game machines were made by Namco, you have like Pac-Man and the Taiko Drummaster thing you could also play as.
Yep.
I love how the one race
had
we,
like
it was
it's
me.
another one of those
it was
arcade
either
machines.
me or Scott, but we both picked Taiko Drum.
Yeah, you and I both picked the taiko drum.
It was funny. Cart number 2. What's his name? I forget the name of the character.
The first
And
arcade
then did cart number
machine-
3, and it was the same character.
Oh,
Oh,
the
you want
first
to talk
arcade
same
machine of Mario
characters?
Kart I wanted to bring up. I know Fafi made a big deal about it, but it was like Mamechi was a character, and I'm like, what the fuck is a Mamechi? And Fafi was just like, oh god, oh.
What is it?
But as I was trying to say, they also had like built-in cameras with different filters and whatever, so we just fucked with that.
Yeah, I just
Like,
make
I had
make
a
your little like
stretched
face icon.
SCR
With,
had his hat designed.
I had a national champions hat that I like scrunched it and had the mirror effect on, so it said Lausas.
I remember at one point you pointed to the clothes you're wearing and be like, I wonder if anybody's gonna know I'm from Ohio.
Yeah, I was wearing an Ohio State national champions hat and a Cleveland Cavaliers shirt.
But those new games really made it worth it. I want to go back and play that shit next year. Like, I hope they don't get rid of.
Oh,
Mario
one thing I
Kart.
gotta mention. Last time we went there was a DJ Technica machine, but it wouldn't work with the cards. It worked with the cards this year.
Yeah, because Samurai started playing it, and we were like, oh, it worked. Because
he had me like record like on his phone for him. I was about to think I thought it worked last year, but that must have been me playing it at Kineticon.
oh,
and stuff.
what
They
else
had
worked
that.
this year? Unreal.
Oh, Guitar Hero wasn't as fucking abysmal as it was last year. It
It was
was
still loud as hell, though.
oh yeah, oh my god. It was
Lightyear.
playable, but one of the guitars had like a messed up button, which
Yeah,
I'd
the
say
second
is better.
guitar.
Like,
the,
not only is it better than last year, I'd say it's better than 2 years ago when one of the orange buttons.
the second guitar,
So-
the first fret would like not register about half the time.
Oh, like the green button.
I felt bad for you because I was just yucking it up on guitar, and then you just had problems. And I was just like, oh, great. I was kind of mad that I was, 10 points off from the highest score in this one song?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, just look how fucking close I was!
There, also, this is the first time I think in a couple years we haven't done Indy 500.
I don't think we needed to.
But yeah, exactly. I don't think we needed to. I still would have liked to do it, but I don't think I think we were all like into the new games, so we were just like, oh, let's
Yeah.
play these.
Mm-hmm.
Mario Kart pretty
Yeah,
much
it's
took
like
over.
they still had a bunch of games that we've played before.
Man, I think I spent an entire hour
they've
of-
had for a while, but I never played. Like, I never got to try Alpine thing. Maybe because it wasn't my thing.
I think
But-
I spent an entire hour of the 2-hour time playing Mario Kart.
I don't blame you.
Gosh.
I think you did, because you were playing Mario Kart, and then I walked away to play some other stuff, and I came back, and you were still playing Mario Kart.
Blondie was occupied with the fucking battle pile. I'm like, God, I want to fight.
Yeah, I pretty much played through the whole Star Wars Battle Pod
I only
thing.
played through the first 2 levels because I wanted to like try all the new stuff. But my God, those first 2 levels I pretty much cleared.
The Hoth level's bullshit, though.
You suck. Get fucked because I beat that first try. Use the brakes.
I think that was the one that I failed at the end when you're supposed to like.
It was the
protect-
second stage,
transport.
right?
I failed every
Yeah.
mission.
But
I just
everything-
wanted to
everything
play.
else-
How did
like-
you fail the fucking Death?
I didn't break.
Oh, I don't think you need to break on the Death Star one. I mean, like, once I got a feel for the controls, I understood everything.
I couldn't get-
controlled my
I couldn't-
shots.
On the Death Star one, I couldn't get the scanner from the movie wasn't in there, so I didn't know when to fire the fucking photon
Yeah, it
torpedoes.
shows up near the
It
end.
shows up, and just remembered Pepper's advice from Star Fox 64: use the brake.
But okay,
Do a barrel roll?
Peppers? I think it's Peppy. But anyways,
Peppy. Sorry.
I pointed this out to you, but the button that said change view actually added like in cockpit shit, and I'm like, oh, yeah, we're doing this. Fucking snow speeder. What is the Shadows of the Empire? Am I gonna have to go on a train later?
I really liked,
Fuck the train.
what was the speeder bike level in the woods?
Endor.
Endor, that
Oh,
was it.
I wish I got to play Endor. That would have been cool.
That's the only one I didn't play.
Yeah, I only played
Yeah.
like maybe 2/3 of it.
And the last mission was actually interesting because it plays like an alternate scenario that happens after that after the Death Star blows up when you play as Darth Vader. So that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was really cool. Oh god, I want that machine.
Don't we all?
Though I would never leave home if I had it, and I would become
Just living there.
yeah, I would just live in there.
You
What if
live
they're-
there,
Again, I
become a
gotta
top
help my
person.
comrades.
Once again, we skipped Dark Escape, and we casually just middle fingered it. Still mad.
I didn't see many
Still
people
salty.
going into that, actually.
Yeah, it seemed pretty empty actually, and I'm like, woo!
I can't remember. I think it was with Blondie or somebody. I pointed to it, and we both laughed.
Yeah, like okay, like when I saw the Star Wars Battle Pod, I'm like, yo, and then I look up and that one ad for Dark Escape is there, and it's like right across from it, and I'm like, boo! I actually thought they actually did remove Dark Escape at first and forgot to take that giant cube down, but no, it was still there. Ugh.
They still have those like weird horror machines that like blow air in your face and all
Yeah.
that type of
That
stuff.
was Dark
Well,
Escape 4D.
Oh,
Actually,
that's-
the Star Wars pod thing did that too. Even
Well,
even though there were
only
times
after
that you were like,
takeoff. It was
even though
like,
even though there were times you were taken off into space, that wouldn't make sense. But
It
who
felt
cares?
good,
It
though.
felt cool. It felt cool.
okay.
it felt good because it probably I think it's there just to like like
Immerse you.
not just immerse you but to like relegate heat. Because could you imagine like if that didn't happen? You know how hot that fucking cockpit would have been.
You know how much
God.
that
There was
cockpit would
decent
smell?
ventilation in there, so it was okay. But yeah,
Yeah, I got footage of it when I squeezed it when Blondie was playing. I'm like, oh jeez. But yeah, it reminded me of that fucking Gundam game in Japan that Soulja Boy played. It was pretty much the same thing. Well, not really, but like in terms of like the projection and the whole cockpit thing, that's how similar it was. Still really cool. I definitely enjoyed that a lot. I hope they keep that thing. I hope they keep those games. Just cross your fingers by one random chance they get F-Zero AX out of the fucking nowhere. Never gonna happen.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed for Tycho Machine. Although it would have to be the imported version, 'cause then you'd have like the Monster Hunter tracks.
Yeah, that's at least something Canadicon's been consistently having. They've had like those Tycho machines.
yeah. Yomacon's had them too.
Oh, they actually had House of the Dead 4 here at Palladium. I forgot about that, but I didn't play it because the one time I went to Yomicon, I played it there as very, and I think that was a good playthrough. But yeah, I forgot they had that there. I'm like, oh shit, what do you know? So Palladium was hype. What else can we talk about?
The sort of like I guess they're not technically they're still part of Anime North and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys have gone or ever thought about going, but I went to AMV Hell and not AMV Hell, Anime Hell and Totally Lame Anime. This was my second year going to Totally Lame Anime, but this was my first time ever going to Anime Hell, and it's actually really funny. Like I mean, most of the time it's like when you start searching random Japanese shit on YouTube.
Which is
pretty
all the
much-
time.
which is all the time for you guys. But some of the crazy stuff, like there was this one of like these Dragon Ball PSAs that came out about, you know, like don't cross the road, don't play with fire and stuff.
Don't collect $200.
Yeah, and it's this like I'll just explain this one real quick. There's this one of the Dragon Ball, like don't cross the road without looking both ways and like waiting for traffic lights and stuff. But it opens up with this little girl hitchhiking, and there's no mention of the fact that there's this little like maybe 5-year-old girl hitchhiking in the middle of nowhere, and she's telling Goku off for crossing the road and just jumping over it because, you know, he's Goku. And you're just like. And the Flintstones selling like a bank and stuff like that. Like, I kind of want to be in Japan just to have ads where a bank's mascot is a robot, is a giant Voltron robot. You know, like that. Like, why don't we have that here? We just have people talking about life insurance. And switching. We have geckos.
What a
like,
shame.
why can't fucking mech? That'd be freaking awesome.
Speaking of DBZ, I wanted to mention, when you brought up DBZ, I just remembered the Krillin that entered the abridged panel and had the Krillin own count or something.
Yeah, he had the own counter.
Yeah.
And it was at infinity.
Yeah. I think that happened in the show. I thought it broke. I haven't really kept up with it in a long time, but I'm fairly sure that his death counter, his own counter, broke at some point.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. And when you said anime hell, I just flashed back to fucking AMV hell divided by 0.
Oh gosh, that's old.
I think that was honestly the first time I ever heard of Zero's name. And I'm like, wait, you're the one.
Oh wait,
that
wait,
did
are you
the
talking about
fucking
Divided by
portal bullshit?
Zeromaster?
Yeah,
You're
divided by
fucking
zero. Yeah.
AMV hell shit. That was the first time I heard of your name, and I still have to say fuck you.
How did you find it? Did I show you?
I think Big L 2K6 gave it, like, showed it to me.
Who the fuck is Zeromaster?
Does this still exist? Is it still on YouTube?
What? The
AMV
AMV hell divided by Zeromaster? No, it's got like porn in it and stuff. It's not gonna stay on YouTube.
Oh, okay. I can't remember where you put it.
I've been trying to find. It was on. It was on fucking this one site, Ning or whatever, that allowed you to have streaming video services when you make a website, but they closed down. I haven't found a place to upload it. I was like, maybe I should try uploading it to one of those streaming porn sites, but they have like really, really strict upload policies, so I'm like, I better not. But otherwise, I'm gonna find a place to put it again, because I still have it. But man, that shit is like 6 years old.
Porn aside, do we want to quickly just go over, if we can, about what we maybe got at Anime North?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Does that fit into recent pickups though?
We can just
In a
lump
way,
all
I
this
suppose.
in.
Yeah.
This is kind of a weird episode, so.
Yeah, we're breaking
Yeah,
format big time for this episode.
Yeah.
But as far as stuff we got, I'll go ahead. There are a couple of things I don't want to mention because they're probably going to end up being videos later on. One in particular that I streamed recently, I think some of you know about.
Oh.
I was there when you bought it.
Yeah, that one. Two I will say I got were Wild Arms for PlayStation.
Yay! Yes, that's such a great game.
And also for
like-
PlayStation, Vagrant Story.
Oh, I still haven't played that. Tell me how it is.
I'm not that far into it, but what I've played so far, I'm enjoying.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
It's kind of an unusual form of play for a Squaresoft RPG, but I'm into it so far.
Yeah, it's actually, if I remember correctly, it's linked to the Evil East storylines. So it's linked to Final Fantasy Tactics and all the GBA games and the MMO and stuff like that.
Oh.
Final Fantasy 12, I think.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 12 is a big
Yeah,
one.
that Final Fantasy universe.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
haven't played any of those.
So if you're interested in that lore and like that, like like that type of story thread, they're very similar to those games because they all take place in the same universe, with hundreds of years between them, of course. I guess I'll go next if you're done.
Yeah, that's all I
Yeah.
wanted to mention.
What I picked up, I only picked up a few games at Anime North. The biggest one was I was looking for it for a long time. I picked up Suikoden. These guys actually found a copy of it, but I found it with the gaming manual and everything. And I paid like $10 more than you guys did. But I finally got it. So I finally completed 2 of my like all-time favorite JRPG series. I have my Wild Arms one that I finished last year, thanks to Zero, because he got me Wild Arms 4. And I got Suikoden, and I finished Suikoden this year. So I have all of them in that
And thanks
series.
to all of you, I now have Suikoden 1 and 2.
You guys you got 2? Zero, like
On
you should
PSN.
play 2. Oh, on PSN.
Yeah, kind of like how people are getting Tronbon on PSN now because.
Oh my god, I was so happy when that came on there.
Yeah.
And then I could say, "Ha! In your face, Shadow Snake, you piece of shit, motherfucking Jesse Eisenberg."
He still owns the physical copy, though.
Yeah,
Like,
kind of like how Zero still owns Hagane on SNES.
And like owning the physical copy makes you feel a little bit better than the
Yeah,
digital one.
that's
Because I
time chase and go.
Yeah, but sometimes, I usually prefer to, like, if it's a game that's really expensive to get, otherwise, I sometimes just go with download versions like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Like
one of those
virtual
things-
console stuff.
But yeah, like now I have 2 Suikoden games I gotta play, because of that. But anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, CJ.
Oh no, it's totally fine. So with that, I also picked up Time Stalkers for the Dreamcast. It was a game from my childhood that I remember.
I like
a
that
lot
one.
of time. I heard it was really like I never got really far into it because I only had a couple games for Dreamcast. I had Sonic Adventure, I had Sonic Adventure 2, and I had Time Stalkers, Blue something, Blue Stinger, and I had Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Not bad
those were my
choices.
Yeah, those were
what?
the only Dreamcast games I had. And I still have them to this day.
I still need to get Tony Hawk 2 on Dreamcast. That's
But yeah,
what
no, I'm looking forward to going back and playing Time Stalkers again. I'm probably going to record footage of it just because, and I may actually do a review about it because I'm really, really into it right now. But that was the big thing. I got Parappa the Rappa.
Yes.
Yeah, I got that on PlayStation. Some guy was selling it for $5 on Sunday, and I was just like,
Jeez.
Wow.
yeah.
I
don't think he knew. I didn't think he knew that it
That
was
is
$5.
way lower than I see it usually go for.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I have the PSP version. I think.
Wait,
that
how
was
much
$5.
was
Yeah, I got the PSP
I got
version.
it for $5. I got it for
And
$5.
what, I'm sorry, what game was this?
Rappa the Rappa.
Parappa the Rappa.
Jesus. Wow.
Yeah, I mean the PSP version I found for like $5.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I think
Original.
he may have just mislabeled it, but that's what it says on here. It
Oops.
says,
Oh,
yeah.
they got caught slipping.
Oh, they got caught slipping.
Oh shit.
Oh shit! Dinosaur Peak bullshit. What?
So
Kitty.
I also
Hi, kitty. Say
Luna's
hi to
part
my
of the
dog
podcast.
that's in my room.
okay. That's
Holy
cooking. But that's it. That's it for games. I did also pick up a Figma version of Samus. There is these really good figure seller. I wish I had texted you, Zero, because I don't know if you were like so into it. But in the back corner of the dealer's room, there is a guy selling things for like half the price of the other figure people.
See,
And
there was a guy. Somebody tipped me off at the Toku photo shoot that there was a guy selling like older there was a Gundam seller, and I think it was that guy who was selling older things like wizard rings and ranger keys for like super low prices.
yeah,
And
he
I
was in
couldn't
the-
find them on Sunday. I went in there and I'm like, I couldn't find this place because I couldn't remember the name of the place. But I looked for like an hour and I'm like, I can't find this place. I'm just gonna give up.
Yeah, but yeah, for like a lot of the times this figure was going for like $60 at some of like the other like the vendors in the middle of the area, but I got it for 35.
You lucky son of a bitch. That's a nice figure too.
Yeah, it's like, and these are the good Figma ones. Like I have Link and I have X. I was hoping to find Zero just to sort of complete the X-Zero thing, but yeah, no, I ended up getting Samus instead because it was such a good piece. Like
I almost
got
bought an X. I almost bought the D-Arts X, but they wanted like $80 for it, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, I had actually pre-ordered that X a long time ago, and I got it for like $40 because it was recently released like last year or so.
Yeah.
I also put a pre-order in for Lucina, so I'm actually gonna get the Figma figure of her. She's from Fire Emblem Awakening.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, those were like the big things that I picked up. Because like after you spend like $60 on a game, you're like, oh, well, there goes the rest of my budget.
Yeah.
I was gonna pick up a Gundam model kit this year, but I was like, you know what? I have way too many that I need to build. Like I still have the one that Zero gave me for my birthday that I need to build. So I'm going to be doing that probably this summer. And that's it. That's it for me.
I only have like a few games. I might also say go ahead. Actually, the first thing I got was from Zero. He gave me the collector's edition of Aliens Colonial Marines.
Oh boy.
For the Xbox 360.
Oh.
I already rented that game back on PlayStation 3 when it came out. Now I own the collector's edition with the figurine and everything.
I got it mostly for you because of the figurine.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like, I think one of the alien spikes in the back broke off when I tried to take it out.
Oh.
Well, it's...
That game is
figurine-
cursed. Even the collector's edition is cursed.
Well, the figurine is still okay, and everything else is okay. But as an Aliens fan, well, you can imagine how I feel about that game. But in terms of games I actually did get, I picked up a physical copy of Bloody War, like the first Bloody War. So I now have that for that collection of Bloody War games anyway.
Like you said, you have all the good ones.
Yeah, except for the Xbox version of Primal Fury, which is extreme, but anyway, I also got the first Metal Gear Acid on PSP because I picked up the second one a while ago and I figured I might as well get the first one for collection's sake for the Metal Gear games. And I picked up a couple of N64 games that I never really see out in the wild, at least around where I am. First off was Tetrasphere, which is a game I actually remember seeing my cousins play when I was over, like way back when it was out. But now I finally found a copy of it. And the second N64 game was Buck Bumble, which I'm sure if anyone knows anything about that game, it's the theme song of it.
I fucking love that game. I beat that shit. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, what's unique about your copy of Tetrasphere?
It's from Hollywood Video, and it has a big, like, branded thing into the cartridge on the back of it that's from Hollywood Video. Oh well.
Why?
I don't know. If rental stores do weird shit to copies like that. But anyway, I'm still glad I got the game in because it's a kind of an obscure N64 game I was looking for quite a while. And then the only thing that I didn't get that wasn't a video game, even though it's still video game related, was a Metroid poster. It's a nice depiction of it was from the Artist Alley. It's a nice drawing of Ridley from Super Metroid. And SCR got one too of a Metroid poster as well.
It was the Planet SR388, I think.
Yeah. And we also found out that the artist who drew these, she's apparently part of a Metroid 2 remake, another Metroid 2 remake, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
She did some of the artwork and I believe some of the background stuff for that game too, for that remake as well. So that was neat. And that's pretty much what I got at Anime North this year.
I should mention one thing before anyone else goes. Zero did give me a game called Cold Winter on the PS2, which apparently was okay.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Like, it's like, how much did you pay for it, Zero?
$1, I think.
Then that
it was
may as well be a steal. Like,
It was
I heard
99 cents.
I heard it, like, for $1 that I think Cold Winter should be fine. I haven't played it myself, but I've heard, like, okay things about it. Like,
I should explain why I bought it. It was literally, I think, a day or two before the con, and I was with my buddies at one of the trade-in stores in my area, and it was just in the PS2 games. I'm like, I thought it was Cold Fear at first, so I picked it up. I'm like, oh god, and it's like, and it's like Cold Winter. I'm like, what the fuck is Cold Winter? So the four of us were looking at it. We're like, what is this? And I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to look it up. I'm just going to pay for it. It's 99 cents. And I will give it to SCR.
Well, it's a redundant title for one.
yeah.
So this is
The most
not
I know is that it's an FPS and that it's okay. I mean, hell,
not
it
to
could
be
good.
confused with Cold Mountain, right?
or Cold Fear.
Cold Fear or whatever.
Alright, so, I guess I'll go. This shitlord named Zeromaster got me a Disney fucking karaoke game for PlayStation 3. Disney Sing It High School Musical 3 Senior Year. How much did you pay for this?
I got it brand new. In the sealed.
Was it for $3? Because that's what the label said.
I think it was for $3.
Oh my.
Yeah, because he gets these games at like dollar stores and shit.
I have not opened this up because I actually want to get rid of it. I don't.
Okay, Zero, you still haven't
I'm
topped...
willing to keep Naked Brothers banned, but this?
Zero, you still haven't topped my finding Kung Fu Rider for 50 cents.
It's funny because my EB here sells that for $10.
What?
Wow.
He got that at my EB last year.
Wow.
The Kung Fu Rider.
Yeah, they sell it for $10.
That
Why did
is...
it go back up to $10? That's weird.
Because it's rare now.
Okay, so,
It's rare that anybody has a fucking move.
Yeah.
These aren't games, but Zero also got me, this bootleg Nerf gun thing. Which has a grip that you can, like...
And we shot John Cena with it.
I shot SCR's paper with it. I still feel
The
bad.
lunchbox.
I tried doing trick shots, but fuck it. I still hit John Cena with it. Speaking of lunchboxes, thanks for the Power Rangers merchandise. A Dino Charge Party Cup.
And I got you a Mega
And
Force.
you got me a Mega Force lunchbox filled with a chocolate toonie, which is basically a $2 coin in Canada for those that don't know. You also got me like a package of Smarties, which were good by the way. I like those, even though I've had them before. And one thing that I refuse to mention, lest I get deported from America.
Well, you
That's
ate
not-
it before you went to America, right?
No.
You took it with you?
I got past border patrol with it.
Oh fuck! I got you on VHS.
No, don't cut this out. But you also gave me some remaining Dino Chargers that I didn't have, which were
Yeah, because
So I have the
doubles,
main
so I
5 Rangers Dino Chargers.
Yeah, I bought the Zords and I bought the Charger packs, and I had doubles, so I was like, well, I'm not gonna keep these.
Blondie got me Halo Wars for the Xbox 360. Was that all you got me, Blondie? I can't forget.
Yeah. Just to round off your Halo collection, I guess.
Oh shit, that reminds me.
No, I don't have Master Chef Collection.
Well, in terms of Halo games back before
Back
that.
at all. Yeah.
Laura, can I say something real quick?
Okay.
I completely forgot to mention, Lonnie got me a Circle Pad Pro for my 3DS.
Oh, I never got to see that though. Did you test it?
Of course not.
Okay.
Yeah, I keep bugging you to test it, see if it works for you, and it's like, oh no.
This is the
Oops.
guy that played Monster Hunter Tri full on with the Wii remote. You expect him to use an attachment?
Scott still doesn't know the pain of, not really the pain, but the
mild discomfort.
The mild discomfort of the claw.
And
You've-
he doesn't know the absolute discomfort of the PS2 control scheme.
Oh my god, the PS2 Monster Hunter. Those controls are
You thought
balls.
PSP was bad? Oh boy.
Oh, I still say the claw's worse, but anyways, we're getting off topic.
Yeah. But okay, what else did I get? But those were mainly gifts. I don't think I'm missing a gift or anything. Yeah, I'm not. Unless I am, then I'm stupid. But in terms of games I bought, I was really on the fence with this. Like, I spent maybe a good 3 minutes staring at it, like trying to think of negotiations at this one dealer. This was also when we were picking up Suikoden for CJ, which went to 0.
Yeah. It's mine now, bitches.
You had the complete copy. I'm like,
I'm putting my moose head sunglasses that match my hair on right now.
But yeah, Xenogears was like $60, and I just said fuck it and went.
Fuck, you got
That's the one with
Xenogears?
Cosmos, right?
No.
That's the
No.
Saga.
That's the one with the Monado boy, right?
No.
Okay. Just checking. That's the one.
I think all
know
the
what-
Xeno games aren't connected to each other at all.
That's
They
the one
are.
where you're
They
stuck on a
actually
whole
are,
different
Zero.
planet.
Wait, Xenosaga is connected to Xenoblade?
Yeah. Well, it's hard to explain. There's a lot
It's
of
complicated.
It's
It's
part
part
of the-
Xenoblade
it's part of
X
the
where
lore.
you're on a whole
it's
different
part of
planet.
everything's part of the lore. Yeah.
It's a bunch of weird bullshit.
Sagas came first, and then Blade, and then Gears is at the end. At least
So
in
it
that-
Gears
improved
came out
over time.
first.
Well,
I
Gears,
think
yeah,
he's
of
talking
course it did.
story
I'm
chronologically.
talking chronologically in the timeline.
Yeah.
So where would Chronicles X fit?
It would be on a distant planet.
Yeah, it'll be the last one with the guns and cannons. But yeah, that was like the only game, quote unquote, I bought. Because everything else I got game wise were actually reproduction carts. Because, okay, so at the Sheraton, there was like fucking reproduction cart vendors. I'm like, holy shit, I'm checking this shit out. And I ended up coming home with like 4 repro carts.
Yeah, me too.
That was pretty much where most of my money actually went, actually. On a couple of days, they had like $45 each, and then you'd get like 2 for 80. But me and Zero kind of worked together, where we pretty much got some sick deals. And on Sunday, they even had a bigger discount for like shit. So we went home with a few more games.
Yeah.
The ones I picked up in particular were Clock Tower for the Super Nintendo, or like the Super Famicom. It's just translated the repro card, and a translated version of Seiken Densetsu 3, which is basically Secret of Mana 2. Yep. I also got some of the broadcast satellite games on repro cards, including BS Zelda Maps 1 and 2 and BS F-Zero Grand Prix 2. I'm happy with what I got, honestly. There were a couple of games I wish they had, like if they maybe had Tales of Fantasia, they didn't, or like Star Ocean or something.
Yeah.
Like.
I wouldn't mind Tales of Fantasia.
Yeah, they apparently also didn't have. They had it, but they didn't have it with them. They have Legend of Zelda: The Ancient Stone Tablets.
Same with Star Fox 2.
Which is for anybody who doesn't know, it's the sequel to A Link to the Past.
And that was done by a broadcast satellite, right?
Yeah, it was a broadcast satellite thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll just say right now, most repro sites, along with like Star Fox 2 and even Star Ocean, Ancient Stone Tablets would get you like $100.
Yeah.
I don't know, like they'd probably like buff the price. These guys would probably buff the price on those in particular because of the fact that it's like the bigger like circuit boards, and even with Star Fox 2, like they'd have to have the super graphics chip or whatever. But I'm happy with what I got. Non-gaming related, again, I picked up a print in the Artist Alley. I was thinking about getting like at least 2, but I only ended up getting 1, and it was and one I found is like this fun little print of Steven Universe stuff. I liked it. It's like I actually posted about it, and the artist like said, "Holy shit, you actually bought my thing! Thank you so much." I'm like, "Oh, you're welcome." Hey girl, check out my website and everything.
Did you get the one that you told me about that I completely forgot to get?
Oh, All Around the World?
All Around the World!
No, I wish you would have found it. I'm sorry.
I would have bought it if I found it.
Oh man. But I did see it.
If you can find any reason why these two cannot be married, please speak now, forever hold your peace. All around the world!
That was pretty much my haul from Anime North. Do you want me to go into the haul of the shit I had to do today on May 29th, the Friday? Do I have to explain this haul?
This is podcast.
Or should I just skip it?
Well,
I know you're here, so...
Oh my god. So, on day of recording, new Amiibos came out.
Happy Amiibo Day is what Roger sent me in
Happy Get Murdered Day.
and the Amiibo woes continue.
So, if anything, the haul was actually pretty good. I'm happy with what I managed to get. I got Wario, I've got Lucina, Jigglypuff, Greninja, and the Splatoon 3 pack. So, that was a pretty good haul. Nest Charizard and Pac-Man are coming via mail, and the only one I couldn't get was Robin. I skipped out on Silver Mario due to funds, and instead got 2 new Ranger Key sets that I didn't have at Toys R Us. And the ones I got, the Ranger Keys, I actually now have the other Alien Ranger set. So Ninjor wasn't kidnapped this time.
Oh,
and I
you
also
found
got
the
the
Ninjor
second
set?
RPM set. What did you say, Zero?
I said, oh, you found the Ninjor set then?
Yeah, they had like 2 or 3 Ninjors and like 2 new RPM ones, so I took those.
Oh, it's too bad you're not going to Con Bravo, because then I would have been like, dude.
I skipped out on Silver Mario and opted for the keys instead.
Oh, dude.
What?
They don't have Silver Mario in Canada right now, I don't think.
Well, like, I already have Gold Mario, and my money is really tight.
Oh, okay,
I
yeah.
pretty much
Especially
spent
after
most of my
anymore.
money. The last thing I bought, and I'm not sure if the order went through, but I think I got Robin online. I think if they ship it, then it's confirmed. But if not, then fuck. But if anything, that's like the last thing I'd be able to buy. Speaking of the Splatoon 3-pack, I got the game also. And that I'm
Same.
pre-ordered. I should note that the Smash costumes are not out yet. I tried redeeming the code and they're not out yet. They apparently come out in the summer. So if you have the code from GameStop, it won't work yet. So don't freak out. And then again, I thought the costumes would be out today, but oh no. So at least the good news with the whole Amiibo shit, no one died, and it was actually a pretty positive experience in terms of talking with others. Pretty orderly. There was no running and slipping and fucking RKOing. We brought up RKOs in line. Like, if there's any runners, one of us is gonna RKO, and everyone's like, oh, out of nowhere. I'm like, oh shit. One guy laughed at my John Lucina comment, and I'm just like, no, look it up. Someone actually did cosplay Lucina with the John Cena gear on. I'm
John Lucina. Is there actually a picture of this?
Yeah, there's
Yes.
several pictures.
Yeah. We'll look it up later.
Just
But
type in
yeah,
John
yeah, I
Lucina and
spent
you'll
a
see
lot of
all
money.
it.
I spent more money than I'd be in terms of just like waiting in line or whatever. Like, I think it went okay. So at least there's that. At least you don't live in somewhere like California or Wisconsin or whatever. Where, oh jeez, like don't go to the Amiibo subreddit because you might find horror stories there of what actually happened, along with but, like I don't know. So yeah, I spent a lot of money.
Okay.
I'm gonna get most of that money back with next paycheck.
Yeah, no, I'm picking mine tomorrow up at work.
Oh,
Okay.
wait.
Okay. If they have any that you can save for me.
From what I gather, only the pre-orders came in, so that's mine, Simon's, and Noah, I think.
I guess I'll go since I'm the only one who hasn't gone yet. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So, Anime North stuff. Stuff that I got from the guys. I got a whole fuck ton of Ranger keys from Unreal. Like 5 or 6 packs, I think there was. Or maybe there's more. I can't remember. Oh, there was like... Wait, no, there was like 7 packs. I remember because I laid them all out. And,
Oh right, yeah.
I don't even remember what packs they were. I put them away because I gotta do some filming with them, and I don't know. There's a lot of Ranger keys that I couldn't get here, so I have a lot more
pretty
Ranger
much
keys.
with the exception of like 2.
Yeah,
Which were Time Force and regular Zeo, I think.
yeah,
Rest were Toys R Us exclusive.
yeah.
They're just like
exactly.
chuck them at you. They're like, yo.
So I got that. I got Jeopardy for the PS3 from Blondie.
So
Which
Time
is
for
gonna
all.
get some power play.
again.
What else is going to do with it?
Yeah, and this was literally last minute. I asked if anybody could find. I realized I didn't have Tony Hawk 1 on PlayStation, and I needed it for a video. So last minute, I'm like, can anybody find Tony Hawk 1? And Blondie got it last minute for me. So, so I got that from him. And what else did I think that was it. Other than eating samurai food. But stuff that I actually bought, I did get Suikoden, like we talked about, after CJ passed on it, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll buy it then. After that, I also, I got my mock driver from Kamen Rider Drive, so I bought a fuck ton of shift cars for it, which would be stuff like Rumble Dump, Type Technique, Type Wild, Type Dead Heat. I don't remember the rest of them. I'm not going to go through every one. I only bought one Resha for my Toki brace. I bought the Drill Resha. I debated on buying Tokyo all weekend, but I'm like, yeah, it's $75. I think I'll just wait and get this online later. So I got that. I didn't get the Ninja Sword, but I was like, I already bought something big. Should probably save my money. So I didn't do that, but I bought a wig for my cosplay because the regular wig that I normally use sucks balls, and I wanted something better.
Okay.
So I got that with a wig cap. The people were nice enough to give it to me for a good price. So I got that. What else did I get? I'm just trying to think now. The repo carts. What I got for repo carts, I ended up with 4 as well. I got Super Bonk 2, Clock Tower, Fire Emblem. The one for I think it's the first one for SNES.
Yeah, it's called Mystery of the Emblem. That
Mystery of
never
the
came
Emblem.
out here, so that is a translation as well. So yeah.
And I got Breath of Fire 2 remastered for Super Nintendo as well. So
Yeah, Breath of Fire 2 remastered, as far as I know, is like a ROM hack or something.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
I guess it's technically a cheaper way to get it, but
Yeah, it's
Breath of Fire 2 did come out here, so.
Yeah, it's like Secret of Mana. Secret of Mana got a retranslation, and I think it also has a reproduction cart now too.
yeah.
It's to fix the terrible translation.
Yeah, I was gonna say
That's
this, the
the
remastered.
charm of it, though. I have Breath of Fire 2 on Virtual Console, and I'm just like, at least it's
It's
current.
funny, but if you want the actual full experience, it's better to have the
Yeah, Breath
reproduction.
of Fire 2's translation.
I wouldn't mind
Yeah.
having both, just for the hell of it. It's like, yo, check out the original, check out what they did.
Play them side by side.
Yeah.
Like the guy who
So-
played X1 and X2 at the same time with one controller. God, takes a lot of work.
So yeah, me and Zero like bundled
Um,
a couple of games together. And
I-
got the sick deal.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Those
got
repo
some
guys
deals.
really liked me because I was pretty much talking about each
And
one.
I actually talked
Explaining
to the repo guys, the one guy's brother who was there helping them. He also brought reproduction Turbo Mega CD games, or Turbo
Turbo
what are they
graphics,
called?
like CD
Turbo
games.
Super CD, I think they're called.
Yeah.
And I got to try their. They had a homebrew of Mega Man 1 for Super CD, and basically it was they basically found a way of porting the PlayStation 1 anniversary version of Mega Man 1 with the updated music to the Turbo Super CD.
Are you talking
So-
about like the Wily Wars?
No,
compilation?
No,
Oh, okay.
for the 20th anniversary of Mega Man, they re-released 1 through 6 on PlayStation as separate games, only in Japan. And they updated the music, just the music, not the graphics. Anyways, getting back to it, I was talking to the guy. He mods like Turbo Duos and stuff. So I think I'm gonna get in contact with him, because if I can get a modded Turbo Duo or a PC Engine CD, and then I'd be set, because Turbo's a console I want, but every place I go, for just the console, not with a game or a controller, they want $100 for the Turbo graphics, and that's not worth it. So
Yeah, I mean, I have a TurboGrafx, but not the CD attachment for it.
plus
paying that
plus
much for
the
that
Turbo
shit.
graphics is a pain in the ass to do multiplayer with, because you have to
Oh
have
yeah,
the
yeah.
multi-tap.
You need a
But-
multi-tap for it.
And I think the PC Engine Duo, you don't need a multi-tap, but I'm not 100%. I gotta check that.
I should
But
also mention, I think the guys mentioned with like the TurboGrafx CD games that they had also worked on, like you could like put it in your like, PC and play it.
yeah, the guy had a repo of Rondo of Blood. So
Yeah.
That was actually they took the PSP version of the original and basically just took that translation and put it on the CD.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that may as well be the easiest thing to do. I mean,
Yeah.
it's technically the same game, I guess.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, but, like-
it's the original version, but they took the translation from the PSP version and put
Yeah,
it
the
on.
Drax X Chronicles.
But yeah, like
But it is the original game, not the redone graphic.
Yeah.
Not to be done
We'll
like
tell you
the original you unlock in.
guys,
Drax
you're
X
making it more
Chronicles.
confusing by
I
explaining.
know.
it.
I'm trying to. Just
But anyways, just to get back to that, the last thing I also got the Rockman and Rockman X Complete Works, the 25th anniversary edition. There was this art book guy who was selling on Sunday. There was a guy yelling around art books for $10, and I was like, oh shit, art books for cheap. I didn't see any I really wanted. Like the Street Fighter one I considered getting because it was $10, but I was like, I need to save my money. But then they had, I asked, do you guys have Rockman Complete Works? And they're like, actually, we have 1 and 2 together. And I'm like, how much? They're like $30. So I took it, and I actually just took the plastic wrap off of it today. It was the tag was priced at like $70, so I got a pretty good deal for it.
Nice.
Those books separate go for almost that price. So I got that, and then I went to the artist alley, and I got what did I get? I got a Mega Man mug, like a beer mug. It's dishwasher friendly, and it's just got Mega Man on the front of the mug. So I got that, and I also got a print of an artist did of
Sakura Chio from Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun. It was really well done. I saw it in the corner of my eye, and I'm like, maybe I'll get that, but I'm gonna look around a little bit first, and then I decided to pick it up. So, fortunately, the wind bent it a little bit trying to get back to my car, but it still is in one piece. So, there's that. So, that's pretty much it, unless I've missed something.
I think we should mention like the deal we got. Like we combined our games.
Oh yeah, you wanted to get. The guy was offering you 100
I wanted
for
to
three.
get like I didn't want to get 3. I was debating. I was like I wanted to get Clock Tower and I wanted to choose between either one game or the other. And then these guys like since they liked me so much, since I guess I'm handsome or something like that, pretty much pulling off the Shady J fucking handsome trick. They decided to make a deal with like 3, and then you threw your game in. And
yeah,
then,
like they offered him 100 for 3. And then I was like, because I kind of wanted to get one. And I said, if I throw this in, how much would you do? And they were like 125. And I'm like, sold.
And we're like, yeah, we'll do it. Because their original deal was like 2 for 80, a single for 45. So combining all of that, do the math.
We saved a pretty chunk of change, though.
Yeah.
You took the change, so I ended up paying more for my game in the long run. But I paid 50. And there would have been 25 change from that from me, so you got the change for it.
So I got rid of my $100 bill, right? I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
Did we combine our games again on the Sunday when we like?
No, I think on the Sunday I got they were doing 2 for 30 or no 2
No,
for
it was 1
2
for
for
30.
2 for 60, and I wanted 3, and they're like, how much? And they just said 90, and that's exactly how much I had, so I just got 3 more games.
That's weird. Like that's not really a deal. 1 for 30, 2 for 60. No shit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I know they had
Anyway.
some games that were $25 set because they were cheaper.
Anyways,
like,
I'm not complaining. I got
yeah,
what I wanted.
that was good. I will say though, I'm not happy with their website because the website's kind of confusing. I actually got to check the website out.
We'll get that figured out. But
hope so.
For Amiibo Day, or as
Oh,
Roger has
you went out.
called
Shit.
it, and I didn't go out in the morning. I was going to, but I had a lot of shit to do. It was my only day off, so I didn't go out until like 4. So I went and I got the Splatoon boy and girl amiibos, just the single ones, because I couldn't find the pack. Though I may be returning those because apparently Roger might be able to get me a pack. So we'll see what happens with that. I also got a Pac-Man. There were a ton of Pac-Mans. I was happy about that. And then I got at my Walmart the last Wario they had. That's the second time that's happened. When they restocked Fox, I got the last Fox they had at Walmart.
Nice.
So I've gotten lucky. That's why I'm like, check every spot you can. The only spot I didn't check was the other Walmart in my town, but it's like an extra 20 minutes there and then another 20 minutes back. So I was like, I'm not making that trip today.
Why didn't you check Target, Zero? Target
Because
has all
Peterborough
of them.
doesn't have one. And I'm not driving to Lindsay.
The one in my town's closed.
Yeah, they're all gone.
They're
Yeah.
gone.
It's like we said in the first episode of Collectabuzz. It's our first Target, and then Tyler says it's probably going to be our last Target. But yeah, so I got a couple of amiibos, and if I get that 3-pack of amiibos, I'm probably going to pick up Splatoon, but I'm holding off until I get the amiibos for it, like all of them. So,
Yeah, no, I can't wait to give it a try tomorrow.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I'm going to like it.
Do you hate shooters?
I don't hate shooters. I like a certain type of shooter.
You'll probably like Splatoon.
Well, it looks unconventional, to say the least.
Yeah.
Like it's not about KDs, bro. It's about fucking...
See, that's what has me concerned, because if it was about KDs, then I probably would be more comfortable. But,
Well, you can still
I like that
kill.
it's not about KDs.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
like
you
capture
can
the
still
point.
kill, and that'll help.
I heard it's like what's it called in Tony Hawk?
Graffiti mode.
Graffiti, yeah. So I don't know. I like graffiti, but it's not the 2-player mode I play the most. I think the most I play is horse and trick attacks, but even still, graffiti is fun. So I could see how this could be fun. But
There is a single player option too. So
But yeah.
I would still like
but yeah, I'll probably eventually get Splatoon. But I think that's it for stuff I picked up. So I guess that's it for all of us for stuff we picked up. Should we go on to?
Well,
Are we
does
gonna
anyone
do
have any final thoughts on Anime North?
There was one thing I forgot with the Rock Band thing.
What?
Rock Band stuff was fun. Apparently, they had a lot of custom songs like Team America World Police. I wish we got to play that, but didn't. Scott, what did you think of the Rock Band this year?
I wish I wasn't pressured into doing BYOB.
I wish I wasn't pressured into trying to go to the tournament for being an apparently good drummer at Rock Band. Apparently.
Why do you not like System of a Down?
I like System of a Down, but I'm sick of
What, singing
BYOB.
it? You want to kill your vocal cords?
Well, it also killed my voice, and I was trying to avoid that. I
Yeah,
was asking for a different System of a Down song, and then everyone just picked BYOB.
because that's the only one they know, aside from...
You should just drop the mic then.
I would have been like that. The weird thing with me is, like, since I played drums and shit, I was almost pressured into joining a tournament, but our schedules would not have worked out that way, and I don't really like doing tournaments. So I hate turning people down when they think that I'm good at that shit. I'm just like, oh, I can't do it. I don't want to. I'm sorry. It makes me feel like an asshole for apparently being good.
They don't think, they know.
I'm freelance, pal. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Like, I'm sorry. I don't really like doing tournaments, and our whole plan for Anime North would not have worked out well for that. You know. Sorry to the people I denied in terms of joining Rock Band Idol tournament.
Personally,
I hope you found a drummer better than me, because if you didn't, I'm gonna cry. I gotta be like, come on, there's gotta be someone better than me, man.
Personally, I thought this year was better than last year. Part of it isn't fair. Well, last year, like I said, I had personal problems, but part of it last year too was this kind of isn't fair, but including Palladium, but kind of that was part of the experience. Palladium had started to get boring for me last year because I'm like, there's nothing. I basically said I go to Palladium now because you guys wanted to go, but this year I was like, holy shit, they have new shit and I want to play it. And even like me, like I don't think I would get bored of that Mario Kart.
Why? Because of the announcer?
No, everything. I love it. I wish they would fucking port those versions, but...
Well, that would ruin the experience.
Yeah, that would.
Cross your fingers for F-Zero AX, which will never happen.
Yeah, well, who knows if Mario Kart...
If it does happen, just because, say, a new F-Zero game gets announced and they grab an arcade machine to build on that hype, I would be like, oh!
Maybe they will, because maybe they're using Mario Kart to test the waters to see if people will play other racing games.
Oh.
Because, like, a lot of the racing games are old. So, like, the fact that they got Mario Kart was probably, like, them being like, we should probably get some new games in here. But no, like, the entire experience I thought was really good. I was really happy with everything. I don't think... The only thing I was really upset with was, like, stuff that went on with the panels. And it wasn't the panels themselves or the people who went to them or anything like that.
The panels were successful.
It was just, like, management. And there was, like, I'm not going to get into it here because this is not the place for me to do so, but Anime North needs to remanage its like the way it does its panels. It's the only convention I have problem with panels. Any other convention I do panels at, there's no issues, and it's the only one that really needs to work on it because I mean I've done it for 6 years at this con now, looking at it, and there hasn't really been much improvement. But
would you say it's gotten worse, or
I would definitely say it has gotten worse. But you know what? Again, that's something that I can take up with the panel staff itself, or with the convention staff itself. This isn't something that I really need to talk about here. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty good year this year. Also, shoutouts to the guy who recognized me and said hi.
Oh, I forgot. I wanted to bring that up. The one.
Every con we go to, it's always you that gets recognized.
Well, by like one or two people, but yeah. But yeah.
He's on the podcast now.
Yeah.
Hey, the guy that ran into us, he's here. Say hi.
But yeah, to the person who said hi and it was cosplayed as Brock from Pokemon, yeah, hi, and yeah, I'm on this week's podcast, so hope you're glad with that. Even if I don't say much because there's like 5 people here, but
yeah, I'm not saying very much either.
well, we all.
It's us blonde people.
Well, I know, but you know.
Well, I'm blonde, but not right now. But
yeah, not right now.
There's 5 people on this podcast, and we're all kind of talking over each other right now.
So what happened to the blonde cast?
Yeah, how'd that go?
Yeah, that went well, sure. That never happened to begin with.
CJ, what'd you think of this year?
I mean, I was in costume for a lot of it, so I got the other half of people like stopping us all the time. Like for anybody that's interested, we went as characters from Once Upon a Time, which is a television show that has nothing to do with anime or anything. But it's been a long time, probably since, gosh, I think it would be 2011 when I went as Inuyasha, that I've been stopped so much for pictures. It was like really cool because the difference for this year, rather than it just being about going and playing video games here, or like going to the dealer room and finding things, I was very much amongst a lot of the other cosplayers. I was amongst like a lot of other fans and stuff like that. So it was really cool to sort of like have people stop you and talk about it. But I thought the panels went really, really well too. Like other than a little bit of the garbage about like timing and stuff, because I had to leave a couple of the things that I wanted to do also.
Yeah.
Even though we both clearly wrote that we couldn't have panels at that time. But like all in all, I actually thought this year was quite good. Like, I mean, it was about 2 years ago which was probably the worst Anime North that I've had, and like it's just been getting better and better and better. I mean, I didn't get to hang out with you guys as much just because, I have my own thing that I was doing for a lot of the stuff. Like, I mean, I went out with my friends on Sunday night after the whole convention was over, and we had fun. It was really, really cool just to sort of spend time with people that I play with in Final Fantasy 14, but I don't get to see very often because they're usually either in the Toronto area or other. So it was really cool to hang out with them. And like I said, I kind of wish I had hung out with you guys a little bit more. But things happen. I personally didn't have any qualms with this year. Like, this year was really, really cool. We had a lot of good engagement, especially in the Let's Play panel. I was really, really happy because, like, maybe it was something about last year where there was like 7 of us sitting up there.
Yeah, and it was just you and me this year, which was nice.
Which was really nice because, like, it allowed us to get a little bit more intimate.
So
with the
last
crowd.
year we had the best friends show up. So
Just 2 of them.
They showed up, but they weren't part of the panel. Like, it wasn't. Like, it was
but when I mentioned the
spectated
best
it.
friends, Willie gave a good smirks. And
Yeah, he just did that fucking Troy smile from Megaphone.
Shut up.
But yeah,
Hey.
they just and I understand why they didn't. It's because they didn't want to take away from us.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then again, they didn't like host the panel,
Wait,
they were just there to have fun. I mean,
Exactly.
Wooly was the only best friend to go this year because they were doing MomoCon, which I think is going on right now, actually.
as of this podcast.
Yeah. Oh, CJ, how often were you stopped? Would you say Inuyasha out of 10 or more?
Definitely Inuyasha out of 10. Just because
Oh my god, it's
we were-
Inuyasha!
well, like, we were that group, like we were the only people pretty much in Once Upon a Time cosplay. So when people notice that, like, you always get stopped because someone's like, oh, you're just as much of a fan as we are. Like, and the only reason why that Inuyasha year I got stopped so much was because like, Final Act had just finished airing on TV in Japan, and like people were getting the subs, so it was very, very popular again. There was quite a few Inuyasha cosplays this year. I ran into a lot of them.
I'm just remembering, like, I think it was the first year I went to Anime North, and it was just that one person that, like, was like, oh my god, it's Inuyasha.
Yeah, there was like there was a girl that actually like stopped, and she saw me and my friend who was dressed as Hook, and she was like all super excited. She's like, "Oh my god, you guys are for once!" And it's like, "Oh wait, don't worry, we have more." And then like our other friends that were dressed up came out, and this chick just started crying. Like, she was so excited that we were there and we were in her like favorite TV shows costumes. And she got like pictures with us, and like even her mom got in. It was like super weird. But I mean, it's one of those things where that's why I like to cosplay. Like, it feels like sometimes, like, when you get pointed out and people want to take pictures with you, it just makes you feel like all warm and fuzzy inside because
like how
you're seeing their fans.
Like how a bunch of army guys called me out when I was playing Barry, and I didn't know they were Umbrella Soldiers until I went out there. I was like, oh shit, you guys are Umbrella. I just hear Barry, and then one of you guys is like, Unreal, look. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I wasn't sure, like, if they were calling me, and they were. Oh, jeez. Yeah, this con was definitely a lot of fun. I think my biggest problem was more or less coming home. Not like in the obligatory, oh, I want to stay here forever thing. But more like I lost my luggage on the way back fucking home.
Oh no! What? It just didn't.
Left in Philly.
Oh yeah, it didn't meet the connection.
They connected me to like an immediate flight when my original boarding purchase was supposed to be like roughly a 2-hour wait period, which I'd be fine with. I'd be watching Game Center CX on my laptop. That's why I downloaded episodes. But no, they fucking put me immediately on this next flight, and since I don't fly that often, I wasn't sure how connecting shit would work. And when I found out my luggage was left in Philly because of that shit, I was just like, I got pretty depressed for a bit.
Yeah, but you still got your luggage back.
I got it back the same day, thankfully. Later that day.
Yeah, because it just came on the flight. But see, that to me, I feel is like the worst about a plane security. Like, that sounds terrible. It's
I did not have problems last year. I mean,
this year, don't worry, your luggage is coming later. It was like, well,
yeah, at least
that's a huge security risk, don't you think?
Yo, your copy of Disney's Sing It got stolen. I'm like, fuck it, who cares? I wouldn't mind that, but that was like my biggest problem with the con, and it wasn't even the con's fault.
Yeah.
But overall, I immensely enjoyed this year. Definitely better than last year on many aspects. Now all I gotta find out is if Kineticon this year, if I do go, actually improves from previous year.
Yeah.
Because, oh man, I haven't even uploaded any con videos for like ages, and I kind of do want to get it out, but the Kineticon one is so depressing. I don't even know if I want to put that one out.
What is it with the years we don't go and it sucks?
Well, okay. To be fair, I had a good time years before you guys ever started going. Like, even before I first met Scott in person. 2014 was the first year you guys didn't go after all this, right? I'm trying to remember. You guys at least went in 2013.
I think we did, yeah.
That was the last.
Yeah, that was the last one you guys did.
Well, I never went, so.
I wish you could go, but if you let's say if you went last year, if you somehow went last year to Kineticon as a first-time experience, you probably would have hated it. I can tell you right now, there's a couple things that happened with that con that gotten worse. Dealer's Room has gotten more and more lame. A lot of game vendors kept disappearing and just not being any. But last year was the absolute worst with just everything.
Okay, has everyone said their thing on Anime North?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, I was gonna cut myself off anyway.
We still got other segments we gotta do.
Yeah.
Oh, questions.
We still got questions, then video updates.
Okay. What are the questions?
Well, I have to do the lead into viewer questions. And we start off with one from Streffen Battles on Facebook, who said, if I pre-ordered this podcast, can I get a free Sheena skin for SCXCR? No. No.
That's part of his Patreon.
If you want that to happen, feel free to donate $1,000 to my Patreon page.
For every video.
Full review, yeah.
That's how much it costs him for him to lose his dignity.
In fact, if you do that, I'll also get ones for the background of your cell phone, your desktop PC.
It's a lot of money.
So now we have to kickstart funding your Patreon, right?
No, but it's $1,000 every main review he does.
Oh, obviously, yeah, but that's why we kickstarted.
We gotta do a Kickstarter for $10,000 so we can get
a GoFundMe so I can do the Kickstarter for the Patreon.
Yeah, exactly. See, we got it. We're getting
all the funding just comes full circle.
This is called a supply chain.
Will there be alpha builds? Is that a thing? Half the costume?
So long story short, yeah, $1,000 to make SCXCR SexyXCR.
Jeez.
No, actually,
Sexer.
Joe's dream finally coming true.
Moving on.
So, is this going to be
I was
similar
just-
to the Bloodstained Gulp or Giga cosplay?
Moving on.
Oh, I was gonna say, if he does pre-order, what does he get then? This podcast.
You
Is there
get the
anything else you
podcast.
Okay, there you go. Okay, yeah, now you can.
Now you can host a podcast where none of us.
Well,
Okay.
there may be a way to do pre-orders of podcasts in the future, but we'll keep that under wraps for now.
We'll get to that later. Right now, Devilish5682 asked 2 questions. If you were a pet in a video game, who or what would you be? And I can say this right away, I'd be the dog from Secret of Evermore.
Oh,
I'm not
shit.
answering this fucking question because CJ already answered it for me.
I could be the prehistoric dog, I could be the classy dog, I could be the robot dog, it would be awesome.
Does Devil Joe count?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's not a side game.
I was gonna
There's
say
a Devil
I'd
Joe
be a dragon.
Pookie costume in Monster Hunter 4. You shut up.
I was gonna say I'd be a dragon probably. I like dragons.
Just a dragon.
Baby dragon.
I think I'll be Repeat from Tales of Vesperia.
Yeah, I would say that I'd like to be Repeat too. That would be really cool.
Who's the fucking dog from Tales of Symphonia? I
There-
love that dog.
Oh, there is a dog in Tales of Vesperia. It starts with N. Nosh or something like that.
Yes, I think you're right.
I
That dog
love
is
dogs.
fucking awesome.
Repeat's better though.
Hey, Nosh is the best.
All you do in that is just
You
write
shut
it on
your
the world
mouth.
map with it.
Shut your
That's all he
dirty
does.
Oh, actually, I'm changing my answer. Can I be Duck Hunt Dog?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll all be dogs.
Anyway, his second question is, what do you predict is going to happen at this year's E3? I
Maybe-
predict disappointment.
I'm
Already setting the bar low.
Yeah. Well, that's
That's
I
that's
kind
the
of
goal of
agree.
everything.
Like what could possibly get me excited for this E3? There's nothing that I'm like,
F-Zero, maybe? If that's
Yeah,
New
I predict they're gonna
announcements.
reveal F-Zero during the Nintendo
like
World
Nintendo, like there's Nintendo shit. Obviously,
Oh.
like we may get to see the Zelda game finally. That would be
And
really
it may be the new
Star
Star Fox.
Wars. Yeah. Like
I think they said they're not
actually,
showing
I
Zelda.
want to see Uncharted 4 and a little bit more about the Tomb Raider game. Like I'm really kind of interested in that because I really like the reboot of Tomb Raider, or kind of soft reboot. I don't know. It's weird.
The
But-
new Tomb Raider.
The new Tomb Raider. Like I'm interested in that. Uncharted 4. I'm interested. Is that Crash Bandicoot thing real?
What Crash Bandicoot thing?
Apparently, that Naughty Dog is thinking of re-releasing or like making a new Crash Bandicoot.
Do they
I'm
have
not
the
sure.
rights back for that?
We're in that stage right now where there's a bunch of rumors ahead of E3,
Yeah.
like the Silent Hills on Xbox rumor, which I don't believe at all.
No. That Konami has actually come out and said that it's canceled. Like they're not.
They also made a statement later saying that some stuff isn't canceled, so
Well, yeah.
who knows at this
Right.
point.
But when like Del Toro and Kojima are like, oh yeah, we're like off the project. And even Norman Reedus, he's like, yeah, it's done. Like you're like the main people that were sort of backing it and giving us information about it are gone. Like what's the purpose? It won't be the same game. It won't be the one that we like got a PT trailer for. You know, like they can Konami can go back and say, oh look, we have Silent Hills, but it's not going to be the same one.
Mhm.
Uh,
That's disappointing.
there's going to be like an almost absolute 0% chance of this happening, but I'm still going to keep my fingers crossed anyway. If Ubisoft actually does reveal something about Beyond Good and Evil 2, that'd be nice. I know, that's why I said almost absolutely 0% at this point.
For
That'd be like Capcom announcing a new Mega Man game.
Yeah.
Or-
I feel like
Japan
F-Zero
Studios
actually
actually
happening.
giving us something for The Last Guardian.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
Yeah. I think this is the last year I will have hope for The Last Guardian. Like, I think it's going to hit that wall.
Didn't
where-
that start as a project when the PS3 launched?
Yeah.
And they're still working on it?
Well,
This is
no.
the
No,
Duke
they
of
actually,
Evil.
they halted production on it. Japan Studio went and they did, they funded more towards Dark Souls and Bloodborne. Well, Bloodborne especially. So apparently there's rumors that they're starting production up again, but this is the last year. If they don't, then it's going to be a failed project. It's going to be one of those things that just never gets released. Or we'll Duke Nukem Forever and it'll be terrible. I mean, I like Duke Nukem Forever for different reasons, but
Kinda.
We do too, actually, but
Yeah, like we
Yeah.
like it, but it's the same idea, right? Where it's just like it won't be what we expect it to,
It will not.
Or Half-Life 3 at this point.
or anything that Peter Molyneux ever says or comes out of.
Oh jeez, it turned. With E3, I would say, how about we just wait till the E3 podcast?
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm gonna do.
These are
E3.
just these are small predictions, right? That's what this
Yeah.
question's.
Okay,
Yeah.
in terms of a serious prediction I could do, Nintendo's going to reveal a new title at some point in when they do that Nintendo World Championship thing.
Yeah, I hope something does happen at the NWC this year. Like, kind of like the Wizard. Like, they just reveal new game via that.
New characters.
Just
and
like The
Smash.
Last Guardian, I'm not expecting F-Zero. But if F-Zero does happen, I will quit E3 and just sleep for the rest of the week and go, my life is over. I'm happy again. There is an F-Zero game here. It's here
That's
now.
That's a reverse negative.
I don't give a shit. I'm telling you right
My
now.
life
that
is over. Let me
I'd
go
be
to sleep
super
because I'm
ecstatic
happy.
for new F-Zero.
So you become Angie Butt because new
I'd
F-Zero?
get mad again if they make it the difficulty level GX. I'd be like,
Then don't
okay,
pick
I'm
the,
not
then
playing
don't
the
pick the
game.
difficulty level. That's really hard.
What? Normal is impossible on story mode? Excuse me.
Alright.
Fucking- there's
Normal
no
is
such thing as
doable.
that bullshit.
Compared to the very hard.
My
Believe me.
prediction is Unreal will unwittingly predict things seconds before they happen.
Oh my god, how many did we fucking
What? I was just kidding!
I don't know if I'm gonna be doing a stream this year. I might.
I mean, I'm kind of interested in the Final Fantasy 14 stuff because Heaven's Ward's coming out at the end of the month.
Yeah.
I thought
So they're going to be showing some extra stuff at E3 this year. So, I mean, even though the live letter pretty much gave away like most of the stuff that at the beginning of the end of May, but it's still interesting. I'm still excited for that. That'll be interesting.
And maybe we'll see more stuff about games that's coming out that we're looking forward to, like Xenoblade Chronicles X and a bunch of other stuff.
Has it gotten a North American release date yet? Because it's out in Japan, isn't it?
what for Xenoblade?
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's
Xenoblade
not.
is out in Japan.
Really?
It's been out since
Like
sometime
beginning
in
of May.
May, I think.
Yeah, it was like the beginning of May.
Or April. I forget. End of April, maybe? But yeah, it's out now. No US release date yet. Maybe they'll do it at E3. I mean, they gotta have news there.
But it's gotta get released here.
I'm just like,
they have said it's being released. It's just.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
2016. Yeah, but
Maybe they'll actually concentrate on the voice acting this time. Maybe, please.
but
But the British people.
the Jokers, Xenoblade's
Are you
English voice
saying
acting has
CJ,
a charm to it.
Are you saying you're not feeling it?
Hey, I like Backlash just as much as everybody else.
Backlash, backslash, Mister?
It's Backlash to me. Backlash! That's what it sounds like to me.
Is that because of Backlash Wave?
Backlash Wave? Yeah, it's been a while since I've said that. Actually, that's what my Vegas is labeled under. It's Backlash Wave Productions. It's a real company. Shut up.
We were laughing at one.
I'm
of
just
the-
I'm just mostly looking forward to what Nintendo has in store.
Yeah, same.
Sony is looking depressing with their first party lineup. So
Yeah, with
that's
even
gonna be-
Sony saying,
Actually-
what kind of bad
See,
ideas?
it's
Yeah.
kind of weird that Microsoft seems like they have more to show than Sony.
I'm gonna
Think
have
about it.
This year, I'm gonna make a spreadsheet, a scorecard spreadsheet of what I care about from E3, and we'll see who wins in terms of that.
Then there's a bunch of other conferences too. I mean, Bethesda has one. They're gonna show Doom. They confirmed that they're gonna show Doom, and I want to see how that is. We're apparently now worthy to see the Doom trailer.
Okay,
They showed it quite
this is the one thing that Xbox is known for is shooting itself in the foot. So, I mean, it's going to be terrible, and there's no way they'll do it. But it's like we understand that you did not like the Kinect, but we have the Kinect too, or
We
something.
brought back Usher!
Have the Easter Xbox.
And then you're just like, if that's the only way Xbox could seriously disappoint me and make me facepalm, is if they actually acknowledge that no one likes the Kinect, but then said, don't worry, we got it right this time, and have some shitty peripheral or
Bam, there it is.
in obvious things that for a peripheral, I would think 3D. I think it's going to be something like 3D goggles, because like Sony's already into it. The Oculus Rift is owned by like what, Amazon? Is it?
Microsoft is already doing that like HoloLens thing. I don't know the name of it, but they already have
and
that.
then Peter Molyneux will come out and he'll show this AI boy again.
And then everyone will laugh at him again.
By the way, we found out at Anime North that a lot of Xbox One games still have DRM because we couldn't play Master Chef Collection because
we got to play Killer Instinct, but I'm like, hey, we should try out Master Chef Collection on this.
Oh, we can't connect to the network.
We couldn't boot it. That pissed me off.
We wanted to play single player. I didn't give a shit about
I wanted to Master Chef.
We wanted to play local multiplayer, but nope, you have to have an internet connection for that.
Yeah, Killer Instinct one.
That makes no fucking sense. You have to have an internet connection for local
unless that was just set up
multiplayer.
for Killer Instinct. But
That they played fucking. I saw people
before
play Master Chef Collection.
Before we get off on all this angry, blah blah blah, it doesn't work. Did you just someone brought their own copy and then put it into the Xbox for the first time?
No, it wasn't. They had Xbox One set up in Anime North.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was somebody's Xbox One, and they had it there, and they were signing in and everything.
Okay.
But there's no network connection.
TV
had, however, if that box has never played the game before, it needs to download the actual unlock update. Like a lot of games now, I work in a game store, I know how this works, is they need, because if they get pre-launch copies, for example, a lot of the times they have day one patches that allow you to play the game. So it stops people from getting them sooner than before and then playing them. Like,
can I debunk that?
It's not really debunking because
listen, the TV we played, I saw people play Master Chief Collection on the same Xbox and 360 prior. So it was probably already up to date. So I don't know. Did they just switch the Xbox?
Are you sure it's the same Xbox? Like,
yes.
Yeah, there were literally people we saw beforehand playing on that Xbox One, playing Master Chef Collection. And then when we go to try it, they're like, you need to connect to the network. And I'm like, but we want to play local multiplayer.
I'm not too sure about that. Like, it sounds like they put in a different copy too. As much as people believe that this is some sort of crazy conspiracy thing, surprisingly enough, it isn't. There is so many things that go into this type of garbage. And I have an Xbox One, and I can attest to you, I've had it connected to my thing, but every once in a while, Mortal Kombat, like, it won't connect. It just won't start. Is it because of an update? Maybe. Sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it's just like not feeling it. It's not shulking. You know?
And on that note, we should probably end this question. On that note, we should probably end this question with, we don't know. E3 will be a thing.
I'm cutting so much of this.
It's going to be a clusterfuck.
Yeah, you're looking at 3 hours almost.
Yeah, get your bingo cards ready for each conference, because there's a lot.
Alright.
Should we bother doing video updates at this point?
Yes, but I have to do the lead-in first. Alright, so if anyone has a question they want answered on this podcast, they can ask us in the comment section on the RCG site, on the YouTube upload, or you can ask us on Facebook, facebook.com/RiverCityGamers. But now, let's get into video updates. And CJ, since you're making your annual appearance on this podcast, why don't you start?
Was it really last year? Oh gosh, I feel
maybe I don't know.
Oh gosh, actually, right now I'm not really working on anything. I have a lot of like videos sort of in the works, but it's not like I'm concentrating on them because I'm very busy.
Final Fantasy 14.
Actually, I was thinking, since Heaven's Sword was coming out, I would do a top 10 dungeons. It's something that I can easily record for, and I can get my free company to just help me choose, and then it's really, really easy to write something small about it just to get something out. As for, like, other things, like I was saying, I have more time now. I've taken a couple of days off of work during the summer that I'm going to concentrate, and maybe Time Stalkers, because I really, really am enjoying it, and I kind of really want to talk about it. So I may actually do a review / just like a look at of that at some point. But other than that, there's no like clear date for something to come out. On my Abridged side, episode 14 of Naruto Shippuden Abridged is going to come out relatively soon. I'm
excited.
Yeah, that's finally going to be finished, and I'm never going to touch it again. But that's it. That's pretty much all for me. Just a lot of stuff in the works, but not a lot to show for it.
Okay, well, Blondie.
Next video is I'm actually working on. It's been taking me a while because I'm doing a sequel of a strategy RPG game, and for those of you wondering, it's actually going to be the next video is going to be they made a sequel of Valkyria Chronicles 2. So that is actually getting. I've been editing it lately, and it's getting somewhat close to done. It might be out at least soon, with the next few days, maybe a week from now, something like that. That one's just been taking me a while to get through because, both Valkyria Chronicles and 2 are strategy RPGs, and they take quite a while to get through, especially the second one. That one actually took me like 60 hours, over 60 hours to beat that. Yeah, that's actually longer than the Tales games I've played through so far from my retrospective of that, surprisingly. Other than that, there's just going to be other reviews and stuff that I'll be working on in the meantime, and possibly editing stuff for Zero's Let's Play channel, so keep an eye on that too.
Definitely keep an eye on that for when the enemy
because
stuff
we're
comes
going
up.
to be there'll be stuff that we recorded at Anime North.
There's some stuff in there you do not want to miss.
Yeah, definitely. But that should be it for me. Just a new review will be out pretty soon, hopefully.
Okay, I'll go next. There's been a slight delay regarding the Bloody Roar 4 part of the Bloody Roar retrospective, so it's now looking like late June, early July for that. And meanwhile, I just earlier today recorded the next part of my Battle Tanks videos, so that should be up hopefully before this podcast even goes up. And I did follow through and do that video on the demo for the Kickstarter game that I was talking about, called Unraveled, Tale of the Shipbreaker's Daughter. And actually, I need to check how their Kickstarter's... Actually, it looks like they're going to hit their Kickstarter goal, so yay. And let's see, there's also the playthrough I'm doing for the RCG channel, which I'm going to start recording soon. I'm going to have to do some weird dubbing stuff, because it's a game that was never released in the Americas. So I'm playing a Japanese copy, but I'm going to include some of the dubbing from the European version. Because, oh god, I don't want to go any further into it than that. Anyway, that's all for me. Unreal.
Pass.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have nothing to bring to the table, unfortunately.
You're still having technical problems though, so.
Yeah, we tried to deal with what was wrong with my Sony Vegas thing while Anime North.
I honestly think at this point you just need to reinstall Windows completely.
I think at this point I just want a fucking desktop computer, so I don't have to rely on this fucking thing anymore.
As for me, since I'm the last person, I have obviously the Anime North PowerPlay stuff is going to be coming out. Like I said, by the time this goes out, it'll probably be up. But I'm going to do just another week of X6 just to keep things on schedule, and then we'll start going into it week by week. No new backlog stuff for power plays that I've recorded outside of Anime North or visiting CJ. Corey was over for a session, but we decided to play Monster Hunter instead, just because we're like, there's still a lot of stuff in there. So, but we are just an update to anybody who watches power plays on here. We are going to get back to Earth Defense Force and a couple other games very soon. We're just taking a small break because we can.
What about net plays?
That's going to be worked on too. I'm sort of working through that. We need to record more of that. And I'm talking to you and Unreal. We both need to record more of that shit. So that's going to be happening. And then, so that's stuff on the Let's Play side. My Mega Man powered up playthrough, I have had no time to record. So I might get that 16-bit winter done by next winter. So we'll see what happens. But other than that, review-wise, I do have Amiibo times coming up. Amiibo time's fairly easy for me to get done, so they'll probably be coming up fairly soon. But before I make more Amiibo times, I want to get the next Henshin time out, which I've started filming, and I've started writing the script for, because I'm going to use the Amiibo time format for Henshin time. So it's a little more organized and a little more clear. I've also got a new way of recording audio for some of the toys to make it clearer. So there's that. So new Amiibo Time Henshin Time, that's coming through the grapevine. As terms of reviews, game reviews, Tough Enough is at another standstill. There's a shot I need that I don't have. It's just a green screen shot that I'm going to be shooting soon at Roger's place. I just haven't had time to do it. So once I do that, I'll be able to get Tough Enough done. Which leads me into Bryn Stars. We have a new review written. We just need to film it. And we have another Collectabuzz planned. We just need to go do it. So it's been at a standstill for the last couple months because of Anime North and bullshit that happened with Tyler and whatnot. So don't worry, everything's fine. We're just taking a really long time to get our videos done, but it'll happen. And then with that, I guess the last thing to talk about is quick hunts. I do have 2. I have one that I have fully written out and I've recorded the audio for, and it's going to be coming out. I just need to edit it. And I have another one that I need to script. I actually have 2 I need to script, but I feel like this year I've really slowed down on game reviews just because I haven't had as much time, but I'm trying to get stuff out there. I'm trying to get stuff done, and I just need to get to work on it. And hopefully I'll have stuff coming soon because there's videos I want to get to, and old videos are kind of holding me back, and I want to get them done before I move on to the new shit. So that's what's happening. I have a lot of shit coming. It's just taking a long time. And then the Anime North video, whenever that gets edited. So I have a lot of shit.
I think it's safe to say that. I think it's safe to say with all of us is that a lot of our stuff's taking a while, but they're still coming.
Yeah, we are working on stuff. It's not like we've gone away.
How much did you record at Anime North?
Not a ton, but I think, like I said, we're thinking a couple of us are thinking of combining video footage together for something. So
I think I have enough that I could do a solo one for myself. I mean, if anything, that could be my video update right there. Now that I could actually work on some con videos.
Because your camera footage isn't giving you trouble in Vegas. It's just other stuff.
It's just it's really finicky. I don't know what the problem is.
But yeah, there's a lot of shit that we're working on. So don't be surprised when we start pumping videos out like crazy very soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it.
Right. And that takes us finally to the end of this podcast. Once again, I am SCXCR.
I am Unreal.
I'm Blondeguygamer.
I'm Zeromaster.
And I'm CanadianJutsu.
And we'll see you, CJ, next year.
I know.
And I'm gonna go get some goddamn chicken wings. They've been waiting for a few hours. So.
God damn it,
I
want
eating,
chicken.
I was eating during the podcast. That's how.
You son of a bitch.
Well, that's my payback for you making me want a burrito earlier because I went out and got burritos.
Whoa.
At least it's not a con burrito.